What's up, enthusiasts? We are here today to watch the LG Cup semifinals live. I think it's the semifinals. We have Zhu Haohong versus Shin Minjun. That's this game. In the past, they have played 4 games officially. Shin Minjun has won 3. Zhu Haohong has won 1. Zhu Haohong, the best player in Taiwan. Shin Minjun, Shin Jinso's rival. Byung-Seung Gil versus Ichiriki Ryo. Ichiriki Ryo, who won a world championship as a Japanese player, the first player in almost 20 years, I think, maybe more than 20 years, to win a world championship from Japan. Playing as Byung-Seung Gil, a very famous, extremely strong player who I've watched play against the Fine Art here recently on Fox. And I'm live streaming on Twitch. Hello. Charisu. I'm so excited to watch this game, to watch both these games. Let's see. We're gonna watch some live go. 3-hour time limit, 40-second BME. It's gonna be probably about 3 hours until I go to bed, something like that. So I'm gonna watch basically the opening. It's very hard to watch these games in my time zone. Of course, they hold it for people not in my time zone. Yes, this is the LG Cup, the World Championship, which China has declined to participate in due to the prior mishaps in the grand finals between Koja and Byung-Seung Gil, the black player in this game. I am removing my socks. That's how you know it's serious. Did Shinjin So not make it? Okay, I don't think so. I could be wrong though. I don't actually know. I need to check, maybe Reddit Pro Weichi has me on the results here. Let's see. Pro Weichi. Top of the month. Li Ching-ho's 50th birthday was a week ago. Yeah, it is indeed the LG Cup semifinals. It seems like they didn't tell me in here who beat Shinjin So in this tournament. But it's best of 1 all the way to the end, so he can lose just 1 game to many players. I guess I can check the hard way by checking all Shinjin So's recent games. Let's see. Could it be this one? I know what to do. It's not this. Okay, so let's check. Oh, Shinjin So's collection on Go4Go has 999 games. That's exciting. Park Seung-won beat Shinjin So in this cup. Good job, Park. My boy. Who cares if he's slipping out of the top 10 in ELO? He's slaying the dragon. He has bigger fish to fry. And then in round 3, he lost to Byung-Seung Gil. That's what happened. Which is entirely understandable and acceptable loss. I'm a Park Seung-won fan. What can I say? Okay, what's going on? Let's see this game. Ichiriki has white, Byung-Seung Gil has black. They have played 6 times before. Ichiriki has won once. That was in 2014, apparently. So it's been more than a decade. What is this? This move I've seen before, played by Fine Art. Seems Gunsung Gil has copied it. He has seen Fine Art play it. It is a shame that Chinese Weiqi Association boycotted. But we will see Chinese games whenever we like. They play all the time. It's alright. Ichiriki? Ichiriki? I can't tell if this is meme or genuine attempt to help me pronounce better. Why did they boycott it? Okay, maybe I need to make a YouTube video on this. Is this something that's worthy of making a YouTube video on the old games? I was not in the mood to do it when it happened. But, what do you guys think? Should I make a video on the old LG Cup drama that, I mean, is... surely the tempers are cooled enough now that it's not going to be a big drama farm, right? It's been half a year. But, there was drama, basically. There was drama, and the Chinese player got slightly scammed out of the grand finals. More videos. I like watching things live. I like playing games. All right, I'll make more videos. I'll make a video on the old LG Cup drama. Okay, so let's precisely see what's happening here. By the way, here white decided to go down, which is normal. That's supposed to be a punish to this black. And then when black extends, white knights moves. So my understanding here is that black is like kind of weird. Tenfold Go, we've been getting plenty lately. Yeah, there's a Tully Semigo is posting every day. The tempers will never cool, you say. Perhaps. There is some tension, I understand, politically not to do with Go. But I mean, come on. Surely the Go incident, no one cares anymore, right? I mean, maybe they should still care, the people who got scammed at least. But yeah, it was the putting captures in bullets drama. Okay, so what happened was after that, black pressed on this white, and then that was played because against the cut. Wait, how can we press on this? How come white can't cut? Let me think about it. White cut. That's what my opponents would play, right? My opponents would cut me, and then I'm going to do what? How am I going to take care of that? That's actually kind of hard, right? Push and cut, and then if extend, then wait, push here. It doesn't seem playable. So it seems more like we're going to sacrifice the one stone. Then how is it possible to play it like that? Like, it seems like the plan for black is something like sack the one stone and then surround these. But it's not really a surround. I don't like it at all. Maybe you surround these first and wait on this? I don't like that at all either. I have no idea what we're doing if white cuts. Holy cow, I'm bad. My goodness. The first challenge. This is move 17, the very first challenge. I already don't understand what they're doing. I would cut if I was white. Why not? White didn't cut. White played on this side. Actually, the AI percentage dropped 20%. Why not? He's supposed to cut. Yeah. He's supposed to cut. Okay, they're bad. I'm not bad. They're bad. They don't know what they're doing. It's move 17, and they already failed the first challenge. Okay, I'm just kidding. I have actually no idea. So the AI says after white cuts here, black should just Atari and Tiger's Mouth, which makes sense to me. That's probably what I would do. And then I don't like that for black, and the AI says that's good for white, because white eats the one stone and then could just save these. Seems like a really easy game for white. But white didn't do that. Instead, they do this one, which is pressing on this group, saying I can take care of my outside and press on your group, and you're going to have to save. But then black gets to run here, and that saves the cutting point, threatens the block in a really, really nice shape. And so white stops that block. I mean, this block is so annoying, because after white push here, this white group is not literally alive. That's horrendous. The Go quality dropped when no Shinjin so Park Wan and Kaja. They would never. I think they could still do this kind of stuff, but anyway, white push. The game is even. This is all just memes. It's all just memes. It's opening. It doesn't matter. It doesn't actually change the result of the game. With the fighting always happens later. It's always moves 50 to 150. That's when the game is decided. So here we go. White push here, and then black push here. So this is natural because otherwise white would push and then black would have to run this way, and then white has gotten so strong here, black goes this way, it will never make a territory, it will never be valuable. Black's like, I can't run that way. Instead I should run on top of you here. So as I become safe, then you will help me get the bottom side. That's where I'm going to get my points. And that makes sense. So white hanes, this is the most normal move ever because these stones are so thick here, adding so much pressure, it means that if this cuts, then white can easily play on the outside. No worries at all. And that means that white has the freedom to go here, press for more movement, and therefore, of course, you should. You're just faster, it's just better. No reason to do anything else. Black hanes. White extends. This maximum move again. There's no reason to do anything less than a maximum move here. These moves are very basic. Black push. Black could have considered playing on this side now. But, yeah. I think if black would play somehow from this direction, white turn here is probably really annoying. Because after turn, black needs to extend, and then you leave this vital point behind, which combined with the weakness, it's going to be really hard to handle that shape. So it makes a lot of sense to push one more time. We're threatening the hane, white needs to extend, and then we can come back and take care soon. I don't know about this last push. Actually, at this moment, it seems more like we can play away now. But he chose to push one extra time and then play away, which is probably also fine. I don't think it changes much. But I don't know why you would do it. I guess that's the problem. The late night Telegraph stream. This used to be the only time I'd stream. Nowadays I've been streaming in the morning a bunch because I get to play games at 9 dawn then. And I used to play more games at 9 dawn in the evening as well, but normally I have a lesson now. But I think I do not this week. Uh-oh. I might... Wait, hold on. Wait. Do we have a lesson in 30 minutes? Do we have a lesson in 30 minutes? My guy who I have a lesson with in this time slot was feeling bad today, cancelled, but then streamed the lesson. I don't really like doing that unless my student wants it. The student is there to learn. I don't want them to be performative. I want them to be able to have fun and get every question that they want answered. Anyway, here, what did the AI say? Is it push? It is push. Oh, no, I teach. I do not take lessons from anyone, unfortunately. I don't know any teacher that I really want to pay for lessons. I feel is like good enough to teach me and communicate to me. And also I think I'm just bad. Like largely what the teacher would say to me is do these semego and get good. So I will just do the semego and get good myself. I think it's for the most part that's where the skill gap is between me and the next level. It's just they're so much better at reading than me. So you don't really need a teacher to tell you how to read better at my level, because I already know the principles mostly, and I just need to have more experience and practice and skill. Anyway. So it went like this. So Bjornsson Gill is saying, I got the territory here, I got to push you down. And I'm curious why he couldn't come back right away. I guess the main point is we wanted to come back all the way here. It's actually really nice that he gets to come back over here. $1 for this advice. Thank you, Killer Ducky. It's good advice. But I'm not going to pay. I'm a delinquent. I don't know anything. Cancel my loans. Don't get the sharks involved. Yeah, it's making sense, actually, what he's done. It's making sense. I wonder what white is supposed to do now. Ichiriki is thinking. These moves are very obvious from white's perspective. There's no chance, there's no reason to ever like hane and go up again, because black could easily cut and then make a big gain to the outside. white does this one. So this is one I was thinking about. The idea is that if black blocks, then this part is over concentrated and white can come up. And then when black extends here, we're going to hane. And actually when you can save underneath, that's also really effective. So we're basically using this influence to punch in and get in against this one blackstone and try to get the territory back. So from black's perspective, black might think I should push here. If white falls back, then black can block again. White can hane. That's a very simple variation. In that case, black gets to walk in through the center here, but it doesn't really do anything to this big thickness, and white gets to seal away the territory. So it also looks good. Who paid me? My dad bought me ice cream just now. He went out and played pickleball and then got ice cream. So my dad paid me. It was very fun. We had a great time. There was the wildfire smoke in the sky making the sunset blue, or making the sunset pink all across the sky. You know how the pink sunset occurs near the sun normally, but it was an overall pink shaded sky. A beautiful, beautiful cone of ice cream. Very fun. What has this world come to? It was easier on my dad's elbow. I actually played tennis more often than pickleball, but you gotta adjust for the elderly, you know? Be a kind, filial son. He's not that old. But right now they're streaming, by the way, on K-Baduk and Baduk TV. So Baduk TV has the match and the cameras and all that live for Ichiriki and Byung Gil here. And K-Baduk has the other match, which we can also take a look at. This one, I'm actually very interested in what's happening now. I have honestly no idea what I would do if I were black here. This looks very challenging. Challenging move from Ichiriki here. I guess, okay, I don't have no idea. If I were black, I think I prefer the variation where we block at L17 than the K17 one. So I think I would block here, but it's going to push up. And then I think I tenuki. Is that crazy? I mean, maybe that must be crazy somehow. I actually don't know. I don't know how to beat this Ichiriki move. Maybe, you know what? We have some weaknesses. Maybe it's better to push through. Come through, say, hey, this part is still a little weak. We can aim it like peep and block and cut and stuff. So we push through all the way and then connect, let you go there and then jump. That's also possible. I don't really know. It looks tough. Looks tough to handle here. Let's go check out the other game. So here we have Shin Minjun versus Xu Haohong. Shin Minjun plays white, Xu Haohong plays black. Shin Minjun, a very thick player. Xu Haohong, a very territorial player. So usually, style-wise, I have a somewhat similar style to white, but I punch much weaker. it's not so good. And Xu Haohong style players always beat me. But you can see Shin Minjun's record against Xu Haohong is very good. So we're going to study white's play in this game. So white played the 2-4-4s, and then he approached. This is exactly what I would do so far. And then this one, I'm going to block here. Yeah. Oh, he does this one. Okay. But that's exactly what I would do as well. Hooray. So far, Shin Minjun and I are in perfect harmony. And then that one comes. Okay, now if I were Shin Minjun here, what would I do? I think I back off high if I'm Shin Minjun. He backed off low. Okay. Is this game occurring right now? Yes, these games are both live. You can follow them on Baduk TV and K-Baduk if you want to see the live player reactions. At this exact moment, Xu Haohong is leaning forwards, and he's doing the thing where you like lean around, where you're trying to figure out what's going on. You're like, That's what's happening. Right, I'm watching him. He just scratched his eyebrow. Yeah, we've got the live gameplay. Okay, so Shin Minjun backed off low. So important. Shin Minjun backs off low here rather than high. He thinks if high, then when black comes in, that's just an uncomfortable game. So play low, so that if black comes in, they're going to come in with this one, and then we can at least play for something, I guess. I don't know. It's still an uncomfortable game to me for white here. Okay, and then black does this against Shin Minjun's attach. So the attach is something I would do as well. We're just trying to play the last area and thicken this part. And very often after this attach, you get to play on the top side, which is comfortable. You don't want to play on the left side too much here, especially after you played low. But even if you played high, you really wouldn't want to play on the left side too much again. It's like it's easy to become over-concentrated or not, like stuff doesn't go that well for you if you rush it. So just wait, make things happen elsewhere. After black extends here, I've only ever tanuki'd, or like hane tanuki'd, depending on what's going on. Sometimes I play a move like over here. I've never blocked. Block is crazy. This is a way this is super thick from shin minjun. It means, okay, black, if I get to extend here, this should be good shape for me, right? And therefore, you probably want to hane, make the tiger's mouth. But then when I hane, I think that's what Shin Minjun's plan is. You extend, and then I have compress. It doesn't look right. It looks like that's good for black. Like, I would never have done this if I were white. This looks like we just fed black the top side thickness, the top side territory. But I think Shin Minjun is saying that part was already thickness, that part was already territory. I wasn't interested in fighting that. You've just given me more control of the right side here. Wow, descend to try to take the right side, huge. This is nuts. This is nuts. He's saying, I don't even want to endure the hane cut threats. I don't want to endure this one. You're not gonna use any endgame method against me. This is all mine. Come in and fight me. I mean, this is just begging to be fought again. Like, what the heck? You think you can control it this way? Really? If this happened in my game, I would be thinking, like, this must be a mistake. This must be bad. But I checked the fine art going up and down. It doesn't go up and down much. It's not a big mistake. Maybe a small mistake, but much, much more playable than I thought it would be. Wow, I thought you have to play a move over here, but you can just descend and claim thickness. You can claim... Oh, I go reduce. Wow. Yeah, K Baduk YouTube channel and Baduk TV YouTube channels are both... They're streaming the 2 matches right now. So, Zhu Haohong can't endure. He has to come in, and he shoulder hits to come in, which looks like a good idea. Just come in and apply pressure. I have no idea about how weight can keep stable with this. It must be push up first, push up, and then something like jump if black accepts. So black, after push up, I guess black is gonna go and fight harder. So push up, and we ask black, how are you gonna fight harder? Is black gonna peep right now? Peep and descent. That seems reasonable. He fights with the pincer. Okay, this is also entirely reasonable. Just one of the other moves that's playable here. And the meaning of pincer is the normal shape for white to come out is the push. But after push, black hane, then white can't really attach out because black would wedge. And then white could save underneath there, but that really sucks to leave the aji. Black would get all the outside. So basically this and attach is not coming out. That happens when this white is very, very thin. So this is a strong move against this shape with with a thin white if we're trying to attack that and try to limit it. So the hope is that white says, oh, actually I can't come out. I'm going to just cow down, go underneath, and black can establish a very nice position in the center. That's the dream. But I think white will play something like this, and it's very hard for black to really prove. Yeah, white does this one. Some move underneath here is difficult for black to really prove, like, I got something. Even if you can block before, just put a move here, and then suddenly it's not really blockable now. So, like, black needs to spend another move, and then white will be completely fine. So it must be that black fought against this. Like, attach something? Attach looks playable. Attach, extend, hane. Something. Maybe you can peep, extend down, by the way. Peep, extend down. Could cut this. Then white kind of needs to run, and then you can lean on this one too. That actually looks really good. Peep. Peep. Nice move. I like it. Wait, turn. What? Turn? I thought... Okay, to be honest, I thought connect first, and then that's good for black. So I thought white should come attach. Then black cut, and then black... wait, tiger's mouth, I guess? And then turn makes sense? So then turn? So maybe he's turning first, thinking, when you answer, now I'll attach. Maybe that's making sense. It's so big if white gets to come in. So I guess you can turn and get the hane. The question is just like whether we've lost something by losing the chance to jump here, or gained something by preventing black from getting the block and sente in the specific variation we're looking at. Oh, he played this one rather than the jump. Is that better? I confess I don't understand. So if you played here, this one is very thick for its movement through the center, but it leaves a weakness over here. If you played here and black cut and then played this one, it would be sente on the 3 stones. But that doesn't mean it's like... So after you play this one and black cuts, then if you try to turn, we're still getting the same answer. What? It's not necessary. The only reason why it would be necessary is if like something stupid happened, which it would not. I don't get it. I actually don't get it. Why couldn't you just play here? Is this better? AI, help? AI says you should connect and run out, which is the the other way. It's playable, but yeah, hard to know about that kind of trading. White instead is trying to take the territory underneath, you know? Like this way, territorially, it's more resilient. It's leaving less control of the center. But it feels better to like take the territory than to let black break the territory and run. Like sometimes you'll still lose control of the center if you're running. But understandable. It's like very hard to judge which one exactly is better. So it goes like this, and then what to do for black here? I might have spoiled it for you guys, actually, but I didn't spoil it for me. I didn't pay any attention when I clicked ahead. What can black do here? Because the cut is not sente now. So if you cut, then white is at best going here, probably tanukiing and getting something even better. Or at best, at least tanukiing, at best something here is good as well. Is that good? Probably it's not good, actually. You know what? White probably shouldn't mess around with that, but tanuki would be good. Like black cut, white plays here, black doesn't get anything, kind of deal. So. What can black do? Is black going to extend here? Seems playable, maybe. It looks good. I think extend here is good. If we can get white to answer, that would be very bad for white. So white will definitely not answer. And when white doesn't answer, I don't see anything good for them. Obviously, at least. Anything obvious good. So jump, very similar idea. Still aiming at coming down and attacking this whole thing, but we're not being passive about it. White could wedge here. Wedge looks good. I'm actually confused. Why did we let the wedge happen? I don't get it. Wait, wedge, surely, right? Wait, tanuki. Okay, can black come down? Like right now? What happens? White comes down, or black comes down, white wedges. Wait, hane connects, black has to answer everything. White goes here, and then here, and then is white alive? Black reduce, throw in, there, white is dead. There, dead, there. Dead. So, if black goes down, white wedge, white cannot hane from this side, white has to use the outside weakness first. Maybe connect first. Oh, it's gonna be very ugly. Maybe possible though. So if white wedge, black. So maybe black can't come down. Maybe black tiger. Tiger, then white turn is making a lot more sense, or even white could consider to like peep first and then turn. It seems awkward as heck. White poses good question. How to handle it. What to do. How do you gain? See what Zhu Haohong did. He pushed down. Okay, so I thought wedge here. There. Connect. Oh, Shin Minjun uses the passive way. So this gives away territory and just saves directly. Like this. Now, the connect still, but he just wanted to get this first, and then now he has to spend a move in Gote to live. So first he exchanges this. Okay, the hope is that if you get this one in Sente, that you're alive without spending a move. But when black descends, I'm kind of suspicious. Like, so the hope is that now we Tanuki. That's the reason why we clamped, is that we can Tanuki now. but it might not be true. Let's see. Tenuki, and then what can black do best? So White is considering. Let's imagine White plays away. This is what's we've caught up to the game, by the way. This is live. So White wants to play away now, and then black can what exactly is the right way? There. It's not working. There. Seems like White can Tanuki. But then this black push down would be horrible. I don't get it. Why can't White Tanuki now? What's going on? What's the special sauce? Does anyone know? White Tanuki, black to kill. I can't solve it. There should be a way to like at least make ko or something, but I can't find it. Whatever it is. Oh, is there something like that? I don't see anything. As far as I'm concerned, White Tanuki. We'll see. I'll come back to this. Let's go check out the game over here. What the heck has happened here? So black decided to do the block on top and the triple hane. The triple hane was his solution. The triple hane meaning that if White cuts and connects, black is trying to use this one sente and give up the 2 stones. He actually did it. The mad lad gave up sacked 2 stones. Out of the blue. Bang! Sacrifice 2 stones just to cut you. Just to attack that. Even though it gives you the whole territory over here. And guess what, guys? It's fine art approved. Or maybe not approved, but the game is still 50-50. Holy cow. He found something insane. Similar to his last game. Did this happen in like his last game? It's kind of funny to attack 2 stones like this twice in a row. It's very rare that we make it such a bad sacrifice. You know, we give up 2 stones, give the clean sacrifice, and then we get to capture some outside, make some super thickness outside, get enough outside thickness that it's worth it. This kind of trading is very difficult. Very impressive by shin minjun. I'm curious what the AI said, because it did drop his percentage a little bit. What is the correct solution here? Oh, it says, at this point, White is supposed to Tanuki, meaning at this point there's a better move for black, which is push up. Wow, that's so mean. Push up here? Push up means you can't cut me because I'm going to tar you and give you the worst shape of your life. Therefore, you don't even dare to cut me, and instead you're going to do something like more passive. Ah, wow. Instead, after this one, it has White push here, cut this side. Then if black cuts, then black would get trapped. So instead of cutting, black connects this part, and then White can capture the 1 stone. And then again, it has black making the 2 stone sacrifice. Holy cow. It does it again. And then the, wow. Feinart's 2 stone sacrifice versus Bjornsson Gill's 2 stone sacrifice. Why does Feinart like its one better? Let's think. It looks like Bjornsson Gill's is better off their intuition. I actually have no idea why Feinart likes it's better. Probably Bjornsson Gill read both sequences and thought his is better, because that's my judgment too. I mean, this looks better than Feinart's sequence to me for black, but Feinart has a different judgment, so what do I know? Okay, really interesting. Very, very interesting fight to start. So what it ends up being is that white has territory here, super safety here, some territory here, and a corner. But although white is super safe in these spaces, black has huge influence and a huge attack over here. And yeah, black has almost no sure territory to match white, but this much influence and this much attack will definitely make something back. And white is currently considering, okay, should I save these stones now? Should I run them out? Should I take care of other things? Like, how am I going to control this game best? Oh, in the other game, by the way, K-Baduk is throwing the Sumego on the board. Oh, because what's actually happened is the Sumego. So white played away, and then black is pushing in, and white is doing that. So I thought push in block is fine. Push in block, black and Atari, we're just going to connect, and we're going to make literally no accident. So then, if black plays here, we're going to answer, and if black plays here, we answer and sente, and then we live. That's my basic reading. So after here, if white had blocked, and then black Atari and white connect, that's actually not a problem. So maybe black will Atari here and Atari here. If we connect that one, then maybe there's a problem. Then like this, white here, black here. Wait. But it's not that short of liberty, guys. I don't get it. Okay, for some reason, white played here instead. We're going to have to check out that Sumego, try to understand. Here. Now, if black plays here, white will use this sente in here and live. But get reduced a lot, right? So here. Maybe this is like also clean life. If black wedge and descend, white can try to make the second eye here. And then, although black can make some throw-in techniques, they don't work because of the open liberties over here. They don't work directly, at least. Let me go check what the K-Baduk commentators have been throwing on their board for variations here. I gotta see what is happening. Okay, so first of all, they show this move, and then black throw in to the vital point. And then white tries to make the second eye here, because at this point, if black plays here, white must make the second eye over here. There's no other eye here. So this one is really important, because after black makes this, or tries to make that second eye, then, or after white tries to make the second eye, then black can try to squeeze that in several different ways. So the devious move that they've decided to show is this one, and then white plays here, and then black plays S7. Devious. At which point, if white is careless and just connects the outside, then there's ko. And here, then it just dies. So it has white extending here, meaning then black can throw in and Atari the outside, but white will try to wedge. So by playing this connection, white tries to escape. That's very scary. It doesn't look very healthy. That's really scary. Wait, is this just like locally dead? This is locally dead and co, I guess. Holy cow. Then what was wrong with the other way? Can I see the insta block, please? Okay, so after insta block, if white had blocked here, they show black push, block, here, there, live. That's the variation that I showed. And then they come back and they say, okay, what if instead, after block, Atari here, black starts here? Ah, very nice. If black immediately would start here, then when white plays here, black can Atari and escape. And if white plays the outside, black can connect. And then white can't make a big enough space. So white is just dead. Wow, this S6 move is devious. It's so difficult. Because white has this Atari and sente, and that's his right. That's all he gets. He actually cannot save himself against this S6 move. Because it perfectly hits the eye shape of that. And the cut shape over here at the same time. It's so harsh. So white could not block because of Atari and S6. At which point white just dies. So, you know, white could make ko, but it's not good. So he chose this way, and then black played it. Oh my goodness. Black is playing this one, and then white is nearly dead. White is nearly dead. White can only make some barely escaping move by playing here, and when black plays this one, white needs to like barely get out of here. It's going to be so rough. Zhu Hong off to an amazing start. Yeah, it turned out this challenge by Shin Minjun, which looks good. At this moment, there was nothing really special for him to do. There's no way to like get extra value and be very clean and happy. So he probably shouldn't have done it in the first place. Probably there was a way he should have just directly wedged. The AI says you should directly extend, which is the same concept. So he got himself in huge trouble by getting blocked here and then getting in real actual life and death trouble over here. And it was a real Sumego. And it still is a real Sumego. And we've got a real ko. And white makes a real ko threat. Oh my god, this is this is happening now. It's happening live. They're actually just fighting a ko for the life of this group in the opening. If white manages to save it, that doesn't mean white is doing well. This is a picnic ko for black. So black just comes in over here, makes a very strong ko threat. The point of this one is that if white answers, then we cut, and then the next ko threat is also very strong. That's why we choose this one. Leave the most big ko threats over here as we continue to try to play breaking ko threats. White basically is going to have to give up in this area eventually. He might choose to give up now. But black has enough ko threats over here that I can't imagine white actually being able to fight it the whole way, answering this all the time. I mean, if white answers this the aggressive way, which is good, then black will have a million ko threats. So white just gives up now. He says, okay, if I took all the local beneficial exchanges here, you'd just kill me and I'd get nothing out of the ko. I couldn't ever find a big enough ko threat eventually. I don't know if that's true, actually. I think white might have been able to be more resilient and like use the ko threats over here as well. This is local ko threats here, but it's like really hard. So white just gave up immediately. Said, all right, this is the best I can get, is to save this group and let you break this. So black can come back and push or push here, depending on how aggressive he wants to be against this. And he's gotten all the corner territory over here, and he has an attack on this group. White's health here is really good, so that means that there is some counterattack against this black. It's not like all daisies, but black is up to an incredible start. I mean, this must be extremely good for black. White has 8 points inside. And black managed to break a whole like huge ko threat. It's incredible. Over here, Ichiriki thought for a long time and decided to save the 4 stones, which is making sense. He chose to jump out rather than to turn here. If he had turned, that would have put more pressure on this part, but because black cut, this part is not under very much pressure at all. So it makes sense. Let's just jump. Let's be safe. If he hadn't done this, then black's like overall game plan would be, let's lean on this one. Let's make a huge thing here. I'm going to score big. And even though he plays here, black probably is still imagining, oh, what happens when I make a huge threat to surround everything. It could still be very good. But for now, black might calm down and say, even if white spends more moves here, it's not that special. Honestly, though, black might also just separate it. Run up, separate it, force it to run here, make a surrounding move over here as well, try to get the right side out of the weakness of this group. That could be good, actually. Could make something good happen. Both of these games are in very interesting spots. Actually, here, black is choosing between these two, and it's not that obvious, I think. If you push here and black and white pushes here and falls back and you come back, that's completely better than this one where after clamp here. So after push here, the fault is what happens when white does more complicated things, or like maybe white push Hane and that's bad because he gets a space. Okay, eventually black chose this one. He couldn't find a more complicated thing for white to do to punish him, so he just said, let's get more. We shouldn't be scared of white doing more complicated things if we can't see them. It makes sense. We should push here. It's a great move. Great move. And white just runs out. White isn't going to mess around with this area yet. The more complicated stuff that he can aim at involves a lot of the time like having a stone over here, like aiming again at the corner. So it makes a lot of sense. Let's just save, endure for now, and try to swing this game back later. So certainly black has an advantage right now, but the game is nowhere near over. Black's advantage, even in this variation, is slightly transigent. The territory here and here is not really enough to match that. He kind of has to get something out of the attack on this and the defense of that. And if he can use, like, if he can use this part to end up like fixing it naturally and getting the top side or getting a nice position on the bottom side out of the attack here, like, it definitely he deserves to get something that's good enough to be winning. But at the moment, his position isn't yet like clearly winning. So I think that's why Shin Minjun decided this variation. Still gives some work for black to do. And then over here, I'm so curious. So both of these positions, actually, they're like strategic decisions, which the black player is taking some time to think. Like, how can I actually get control attacking this weak white group? They're both the same kind of things. Where the weak white group is like very flexible. And black has to get something, but it's not clear where, not clear how. I think black could definitely just lean and push. That's not bad. That's not bad. But he must be thinking about doing something meaner. Can black just play here? I think this is actually just a good move right now. Let white jump up and then just jump up again and say, I apply soft pressure. Go ahead and link up all your stones. If you link up all your stones like that, it gets you no value, and I get a lot of value, so black is winning. That's the theory of that. Could be real pressure. Could be fake pressure. I don't know. I think if I played this position... What would I do? I wouldn't have done that one. This looks just cuttable. Oh, not cuttable. Connectable. Peep? Really? Is this good? Good move? No. This is bad, according to AI. I believe it. It doesn't look great. I wouldn't have done that. Who should we bet on? Let us bet on... Actually, I think in this game, after that peep especially, but like, just strategically, I think Byung-Seung Gil's position is not his forte. His forte, Byung-Seung Gil's forte, is like both players are weak and there's something crazy happening. You gotta calculate. Like, his calculation is god tier. But that doesn't seem to be like what's gonna happen anytime soon here. Unless he goes and does something kind of wrong, and then Ichiriki should be able to win. I feel like Ichiriki should be favored from now. Because Ichiriki will be intentionally trying to stop any god tier calculation. I'm gonna bet on white in this game. And how about this one? Oh, I would definitely bet on black if it was time. I think this is Ju Hao Hong's forte, actually. He really likes to handle Moyo, and he gets to in a very good position here. So he's going to handle this part. This is a nice move because it stops white from getting to this side, which, as I said, it would activate this Aji. So considering that he pushed here, this is like harmonious with that push, covering that Aji naturally, and then saying, go ahead, white, you have to keep running. And as you keep running, you'll start to get to the valuable area, but I'm already in the valuable area. So how exactly are you gonna prove any value now? White might be like, oh, I don't want to handle it. I'm just gonna D- delinquency like telegraph, not pay up. But if white is totally delinquent here, then black can actually punch, I think, this white group pretty hard. I think that's very scary. So perhaps I'm not sure. Yeah, this is what I was thinking about, this stuff. I'm not sure about how the reading goes from now. Looks like a good move though from white. Looks pleasant. If black has to be calm here, then it's going to be losing some value overall. So maybe actually black is supposed to press on this side. Allow white to go to here. That might have been better. Who knows? It's interesting, Ichiriki instantly chose not to cut. He's like, no way, I'll never cut here. Because cutting would mean that he can be committed. You know what? I messed this up a lot. Ichiriki shows me, and there's no reason to. Just accept the opponent who is helping you. Excuse me. Yeah, the shape is better. The fighting will continue. We don't get the movement direction there, but if the shape is better in the fighting, then we're going to have a better fighting result from now. Should be able to find one. Looks good. This game, I don't think black can come through in some way. I was looking at it. I was looking at like this, Atari here, cover, here, cover. Can white die? But it looks like white would have a big enough space to save themselves. And if white can save themselves through that, then there's no threat. There's no point in coming all the way in. Yeah, white would definitely be able to save themselves there. Yeah, honestly, kind of easy. So that means that black cannot punch it right now. And given that, at the moment, if white cuts here, black is going to be in trouble because black cannot push here. The one stone would die. I mean, maybe you could, but it would not be fun to die with the one stone. And then if black connects, then white plays here and pushes and kills. So at the moment, this cut is like active if black doesn't do anything. So it seems like black needs to find a way to cover that. Maybe it needs to just directly Tiger's Mouth. I just glanced at K-Buduk and they're showing attach here. Attach, white would definitely Hane, and then black Hanes, counter Hanes. Then it's showing white can go back, try to eat the stone, but black can just give it up. Give up that one stone, say, I give up the attack and I'm getting the value here. Remember, that's what black is trying to do. Black is trying to say, I take the attacking value I get it in value on the territory on the bottom side, and I get it in value on the territory over here, and I'm going to make sure that this part isn't very valuable. And if he gets all those things, then the game will be good for him. Like he already has the efficiency, so he just needs to calm the game through each of the big areas, or at least, you know, try to accentuate those things and not lose out. This is a good move from white. I think it's applying pressure. If black needs to think about playing a Tiger's Mouth here, then black, I mean, Tiger's Mouth implies that we fucked up. We were supposed to cover it. I think Tiger's Mouth is just so small, it's so little territory. We're giving white so much extra movement. There's no way that's the harmonious way to do things, and we could have skipped playing there entirely by playing in the center, which is also a valuable area, letting white come here, which is, you know, not that amazing. Black can still cover it. K-Buduk just showed jump here rather than tiger. I don't understand, actually, at all. Why jump would ever be better than tiger. Block here, I was thinking of, actually. So this is another way to fix that cut. It's pretty interesting. It means after bump, then when white pulls back, we get sente and we can go away. So he is really emphasizing on coming quickly over here. But it seems like the shape is pretty bad after white plays this peep here. I think black can get in trouble later. He's saying, okay, if peep, then I can push through. But then there's going to be this and cut. You have to answer. Then there's going to be cut and run. And black is in big trouble if that would happen. So I think this one is very scary. Now, Not now, but soon. So maybe his point is I play here. Okay, white plays here, and then I'm going to immediate cut, but the immediate cut is not good. And then I'm not going to cut, so I'm going to aim at the cut. I'm going to aim at making the cut good somehow. I really don't see how that could ever work. There's nothing over here that's valuable to like put a move on directly. So it's very hard to aim at. I think we can just fall back comfortably. Curious why he hasn't done so already. He must be thinking about striking even harder. Why not? Yeah, of course you should think about striking even harder. Of course. I'm blitz-brained. I've played too much blitz recently. Here, Bjornsson Gill is thinking again. Trying to organize a game plan. I'm gonna go get some more water. I think this game is a more interesting one to leave on. Okay, they're showing white plays here, black plays back, and then Tanuki, and then black plays here, white plays Hane, black connects, white extends back, black cuts. That also looks like it's completely failing for black, to be honest. It looks like there isn't much for black to really strike at here. So white should extend back. I don't know why they're showing that variation rather than the... Oh, I guess if black has already played back here, then you don't need to cut, so you just play back and... I mean, yeah, in that case, actually, that variation is making sense. But it doesn't look good. Does not look good for Zhu Hong. His method here, slightly disharmonious, not to control his cutting. Like, his weakness part here was weaker than this part. This one, I'm curious whether Bjornsson Gill, so I think my move is here. That's my choice. I'm curious whether you're supposed to do it. No, it was supposed to be knight's move. So this direction was good. Wow. I'm actually quite surprised that this direction is the right direction. Because when you do that, you're getting value in this area, which I thought is not that useful since you have a backdoor. But actually, the backdoor is not that good to take, right? So you don't actually strategically want to rely on the backdoor that much. In the game, we have seen over here, shin minjun fall back. Looks good. Shin minjun is actually nearly back to even already. Just a couple little strange things. I wonder how black was supposed to handle this. What? Black should turn in the corner now? Nobody would do that. That is not that is not happening. That is not happening in human game. Turn now? After covering it? That doesn't make any sense. Completely crazy. It actually doesn't make any sense. That I'm genuinely stunned that this could ever be a real move. That doesn't seem real. I had no idea what the AI is cooking. Here and then here? What? So the theme of this one, by the way, after that, white should try to link up, and then black will lean and try to disturb the connection between the white groups and use that to get something. So certainly the theme of this one is that black needs to get something back from this white weakness. Yeah, my way probably was too passive to go to this side and build up an area here. Probably that's the wrong way, and white would just get too thick too fast. Oh, Zhu Haohan has played this one to fix that remaining weakness. If he wouldn't do that, then later there would be white to this move. Looks very, very scary. So he covers it immediately. This means that that one will not be inside his area. And this is also the most outward way to play. So the reason why he played here is because if he hanes, then white would hane, and he'd get limited. Instead, playing this one means he can run out. Thanks for the raid, BW Seagull. Appreciate it. How are the games? They're very interesting. Very exciting. This one, Vincent goes in a big think. Trying to figure out how to attack. I genuinely don't know. Especially after this. Is it better down to limit? How do we... I'm pretty sure Bjornsson Go is thinking of some very aggressive variations at the moment. And considering how to handle this kind of group. Stuff like attach here. Meaning if white falls back, we're going to cover it and then kill this. And then if white can fall back without dying, it's good for them. So it's you gotta read it out. Now. He probably thinks if I play here and then that, then it's just lame, I lost something. So I have to do something efficiently. But it's quite hard because white has this cut, which is going to be really efficient. It's really hard for black to handle that. I'm very curious what the AI's answer is, if it's kind of giving up. I did not see Bjornsson Gill's glorious victory over Park Chung-won. That sounds like a terrible game suggestion. I don't want to watch Park Chung-won lose. He should win. I'll watch Park Chung-won's glorious victory over Shin Jin-seo. To get to round 3. That sounds good. Well, let me close it. How to attack this, guys? This is actually... I also have no idea how to do it. And this one too. The commentators earlier were saying white can play away, but if I were white, I would be so tempted to just throw a stone down and then get thick. You know, if you exchange something on the bottom side here, yeah, you lose a little bit of aji. That in theory later on, we can do something here and be decisive and come in, and we lose that if we play outside. But I like to just be able to handle my opponent's weakness with a clear answer. Not for Park Chung-won fans, and that means it's not for me. Okay, white played the attach across, and then black insta-cut. And attach across, I think the Buduk TV, or the K-Buduk channel, was showing it. This is exactly the blue move. Holy cow. Yeah? Oh, it wasn't exactly the blue move. Wait, the blue move is my move. Wait. Fine Art suggests my move. I'm the best. Take that. Take that, K-Buduk commentators. But actually, this one is better because This one, it's obvious how you're supposed to respond as black. And apparently this move is wrong. So the obvious move against this one gains for white. And the game is already back to even, by the way. Just a few little mistakes at this level, and bang, bang, bang. It doesn't matter that you killed a group earlier in Ko. It's already back to just a normal game. Take the prime, let's go! Daniel Lamb, thanks for the prime. There used to be a jingle that sounded, you know what? I'm gonna go find a jingle manually that it doesn't run anymore. And let's see if I can make it. Okay. We're gonna. Are you ready, guys? I'm gonna play the jingle manually. Here we go. Uh-oh. Oh, that's not quite right. Skip. I opened it in the wrong program. It's way too loud. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Sorry guys. Thank you for the sub, Okay. I gotta make that work again sometime. My goodness. Okay. How the heck, by the way, what happened here? How is this wrong for black? And then white's idea to just exchange this and Tanuki is good? What the heck is happening in Shin Minjun's brain? This does not make direct sense to me. How is that exchange good for white? What? What are they doing? What is up with these guys? To me, I would be in Zhu Haohang's shoes getting tricked. Like, oh, you cut across? Well, it doesn't work. I know I'm safe. So I cut, and therefore I gain a little bit because your stone on the outside hurts, and therefore my outside is thicker, right? Like, black got to basically thicken this cut because white can't go for it. Can't cut it right away. Yeah? Oh, and there's Nihon Kin coverage as well, by the way, of Ichiriki's game. That's this game over here. Where Brunson goes hard in the tank. My goodness. I'm curious, what is the time situation like? Do I get to see it? So let's see. Oh, the time situation is still like only slightly in Ichiriki's favor. Ichiriki thought a lot longer in the earlier opening. Interesting. Hey, keep it up, guys. Did they show any variations to help alleviate my confusion here? Wow, what? Serious? What? What? Okay. So the variation in this one that is supposed to alleviate my confusion is that later on, white can cut, right? Anytime white can cut, then black plays here, and they say, look, I'm thicker here too. Now you can't cut that, everything's fine. And then white plays, bang, here. What even is that? Bang. And then once white has played this one, there is something very serious going on, where there's a weakness over here, there's a life to be had over here, there's a block over here, and basically white can handle this area. Now, Shin Minjun didn't do that right away. Instead, he invaded here first. He was like, okay, going for this stuff right away seems too insane. Let's calm down and let's support it. M6 is also ladder break for H3. Oh, you mean after this one, and then the attach on top, then wedge, and then Atari, and then this way, Atari here, and ladder would go into m6. That's also true. Also true. That's a much more human way to understand. I can't understand, like, aim at this Tetsuji, like, break the bamboo, use the cut, make the cut more serious. We're using the inside aji. Actually, I can understand. We have to use the inside aji somehow. That's also making sense. That's also a way. So black is just going to go and attach in Hane here, which is a very normal way to handle this when they attach and you can't play like on top of that easily. I think that, by the way, black is almost certainly going to fight that ko if it would happen like that. Because there's still a weak group over here. It doesn't... I mean, maybe black can't really fight the ko because of this part being big, but is this really going to be that big? I don't know if this was necessary as a ladder break. I don't think that was going to be a good variation for black anyway, despite the ladder working. But maybe. Wow, Byeonsun Gil thought for like 30 minutes and gave up and just approached here. That's crazy. You just give up? Seriously? You don't even put pressure, like soft pressure to make an area here? Just totally give up? Oh my goodness. He must be like upset or something. He must have seen so many ghosts. There's no way this is correct. Like, theoretically speaking, this is urgent. You cannot play here. And then white will just play a move somehow. You know, run something. It's just any move over there. It must be good, right? What? The AI suggests push. Push here. Which is aiming at some very serious stuff for no reason. Push. And it has black turning. What year is my shirt from? US Go Congress 2023. Can you see it? Cleveland, Ohio. You can see on the guitar here, because Chicago has the Museum of Rock or whatever. It has 39 in ghost stones. Probably the 3 in white stones is hard to see. But the 9 is easy to see because of contrast. Still not been to one, hoping you can go next year. I think the next one is going to be great, probably. Yeah, I couldn't go this year, but I am almost assuredly going to go next year. For safety reasons, they're not that crazy in Texas. But I can understand not going to Texas for heat reasons. It's part of my reasoning, to be honest. Understandable. But in Texas, in cities, it's it's a bad rap. The cities everywhere are generally liberal, and countrysides are generally conservative. If you can paint with a very, very broad brush. So, if you host something in a Texas city, it's definitely going to be much more accommodating than you get as an impression of Texas from online or something. Yeah, Austin is chill. I went to... So I used to play the Tower Bells. I guess I still do technically, but not like in practice. So I play carillon, the musical instrument, Tower Bells. And I went to a carillon conference in San Antonio, which is... there's a very nice carillon there. Carillon has to be... It's not just any Tower Bells. It's more than 2 octaves, and it has to be touch sensitive. And there's a bunch of other little details. So you have to have a magnificent collection of bells, which they they got a bunch of those for churches set up throughout the country. There's about 500 carillons in the U.S. And so there was a really nice one in San Antonio. We had a whole carillon conference, and I got to hear some of the top carillonneurs. What a word, vocab word for you guys. Carillonneur, someone who plays carillon. I'm a carillonneur. I can spell it out for you. There you go. And anyway, in that church, I met the San Antonio, so this little church pastor, priest. I'm not a religious person. I don't talk to pastors or priests very much at all. But it was very interesting to hear stories from this guy who's talking about how he's like telling the old ladies coming to church not to bring out their guns in the church, and then at the same time like having like there's this dichotomy of peace and you know, general community and togetherness, and then some very strange untogetherness, paranoia, all in the same state, same city, like interesting cultural melting pot this America place is. Lots of cool stories and cool people to meet. You don't come here for peace? What? You don't like peace in the Ghost Stream? Alright. Well, you'll be glad to know that a group over here died in Co earlier, and we're getting ready to try to attack this one as well. The hope, I think now, if you hate peace, then you want things to get very violent in this part. White has an opportunity to make something relatively violent now if they play from this side. Then black will want to play from here. It's possible to actually play for the Co. Yeah, I'm not sure how the co-threat situation is. I think that Co probably favors white. Probably white has more co-threats. Okay, so white does not go for a co-variation. White does not go passive, but instead plays this way. So then, if black plays connect here... White push. So this is a standard variation actually, but it's unstandard the fact that black has a moyo here, and I don't know exactly what even the standard continuation normally is. If there's a stone here as well, that's like is totally messing with things. I barely know what happens if there's nothing actually. Even if there's nothing, I only vaguely understand. I don't actually know the details that well. But with this stone and a moyo, like a big wall, it completely changes things. And there can absolutely be violence where black tries to like seriously cut and make something very serious happen against this stone. If black pushes here and white blocks and black cuts, I don't think white is saving that. What would happen? Is it Atari here and then connect? Here. Okay, in the actual game, by the way, wait, answered, didn't do anything. And then black did that attach thing that I was talking about earlier. Black was like, I'm not... I didn't come here for peace. That's what Vincent Gill said. At one move, I give you a chance to come back and make things calm. And if you don't, then it's over. No calmness anymore. And here we go. So Ichiriki surely was reading this too, as Vincent Gill was reading it. And he decided to be the most passive here, to give black the absolute minimum in terms of threatening moves against the right side, so that he gets to spend his moves in the center very comfortably. And then Black said, okay, if you come back that passively, then I can try to emphasize on this part and allow you to come through. Because now that you've been this passive, if you run through this area, it's going to be like really slow and small, and I get to establish a huge area over here. It makes sense from Bjorn Sinkel's perspective. Then, yeah, white actually is probably very tricky to handle now. I don't know if I like Ichiriki's response here. Strategically, it makes things hard, right? Like, now, this is so thick that you can't easily spend more moves. It's not comfortable. What exactly... See, this is the part where I know that they're reading and judging some interesting variations, and for me it's difficult to do stuff. Yeah, I'm quite shocked that White responded top left too. Like, it's one thing for Bjorn Singel to be like, I give up. It's another thing for Ichiriki not to like pounce. You give up? Okay, my moment, my time. I get to spend another move. GG, over. Like, that's what I definitely would have done. Some move over here. I don't know if I would push here, AI move, but something could be done. Do I have a video, by the way, still? Is it? Oh, I don't think I have a video of Caroline at the moment. I have it on my phone, but I don't have one on... I should upload it to YouTube privately. I'd like to have that video. I cannot. I don't think I can show you. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my favorite Caroline piece, which... basically the way I learn instruments is I pick an instrument to learn it, I get good at it, and eventually I find like my favorite song or favorite piece in that instrument. I get good enough to play that, and then I kind of feel like I finished, you know? I play that piece and then I'm done, you know? I'm the best. And then I often end up like not that interested in continuing, because if you play more music after the piece, like you pick the piece which is the best ever, and then you play it, and it's wonderful, and you love it, and addicted for weeks or months. But you know, eventually it's just a part of you. It's mastery, and then any other piece that you pick after the best piece that you could ever pick up, it's like kind of underwhelming, right? Why am I playing this worst piece that's harder or easier when I could just play the best piece ever? But then you only want to play the best piece ever so much. Why is the Korean guy's name in Chinese? Because we are watching this on the Chinese server. We could watch this on Taijum as well, but then all the Korean names and Japanese names would be in Korean. So. Also, hello, Sergeant Toasty, and hello, I'm Unknown 2, and hello, Pax, and hello, Tenfold Co, and hello, PC Picard, and hello, Girl Who Played Go, everybody who's coming into the stream here. Glad you're joining in, watching the LG Cup with me. Okay, are you ready? You're gonna hear some Caroline Noir. Amazing music. Okay, the Caroline, to be honest with you guys, part of the reason I don't play it that much anymore is because it's a great meme. When you play a Caroline, you have a captive audience, unless you're playing in the middle of, you know, nowhere. But I played in universities, so anytime I played, then hundreds of people would hear me, if they liked it or not, which was very fun. So I got to play lots of memes and have fun. But it's not that musical of an instrument, so I forewarn you. Anyway, you're gonna hear the best, in my opinion, the best piece, Modal Nocturne by Gert de Haan, played by Joey Brink. Let's hear. Can you guys hear it? I love this piece so much. played the most cursed game of your life today? How'd it go? How could it be so cursed? Is it a Go game? Surely it's not cursed. I will quiet it down for you guys. Oh, he did it that way? You all in the Go you didn't need, and one anyway. That's just exciting. It's not cursed. It's glorious. Want to see? I think I want to watch these games for now. Wait, actually connected, and then black just plays here for the safety of this one, and then the territory. Wow, we had the cut. So cut, and then here? You could hear the pages rustle, by the way, because this is from a microphone inside of the Caroline room. These Caroline rooms are very interesting. They're usually hung from the ceiling. Most rooms are supported from the floor, but the Caroline has to have wires that go straight to the bells, which are in the higher thing. And so those wires, if they like shifted length, because the building was shifting around slightly, it wouldn't work. So instead of the cabin being bolted to the ground like most rooms are, it's bolted to the ceiling. Have I tried for pro? Yes, and failed. The left side does look huge. I don't know what White is doing with this stuff, though. This seems like this is all black territory here. When black answers, White will peep first, and then Atari? Peep, Atari, triple Hane. Bum, ba, dum, ba. It is the B2 bomber. This is the most common way it appears in pro games, by far. 2 stones on the second line here, you turn, you get the thing, and then this one, force the B2 bomber. Counterintuitively is actually good for White most of the time. Although in this case, black's win rate went up. So it seems fine art is a B2 bomber supporter, if it's in this case, where the white stone here is just completely swallowed. So at this moment, black can Tanuki. He can actually Atari first and then Tanuki. I think that's probably best. Atari here, then play away. And try to reduce this part. This is my favorite part. Coming up. Not handbells, this is Caroline. Tower bells. Makes me so happy to hear. I love this song. Bang. I can tell you for sure, Sergeant Toasty, you've been more creative than Black. Black certainly didn't think about it. You can tell they're pro as F15 wasn't played. You may have chosen a very bad timing to say that, Peyton Bisbee, because I believe what we're going to see soon is Atari here and then something in this area. And F15 is mighty tempting when we're going to play in this area. It's extremely likely, I think, that happens in the next 10 moves, F15. But perhaps that just means I'm not pro, the fact that I'm predicting that. Perhaps. I hope you enjoyed. Quick Caroline concert. The modal nocturne. I'll link it in chat if you're interested. What can I say? I understand, as someone who's never heard Caroline music before, or at least intently, it's extremely unlikely that you actually were interested and carried away with it as much as I am, as someone who like has played and listened for 1,000 hours. But I can at least tell you that you've experienced peak. The very best. Doesn't go up from here. So hopefully you liked it. It sounds much more majestic in person. And that's why we play it in person. Like when you hear it from the tower, the way that you're hearing it, the reason why it sounds so metallic-y and sort of yucky, is because what you're hearing is 4 microphones, usually 4, probably there's 4 in that one, which are positioned around the tower bells and just broadcasting straight to the speaker. And of course, the sound that you hear right next to the tower bells is going to be totally different from the sound that you hear hundreds, maybe 1,000 meters away from the tower bells. And you're going to hear that, particularly the sort of ugly initial start to the note. Basically, the problem with the carillon is every time you play a bell, then you get the clang, and then you get the very pleasant ringing, right? But every time you want to get the ring, you have to get the clang first. And then that makes things like staccatos really hard, first of all, but it also makes it makes it really hard to like have the glorious gentle ringing for a long time. At least along with music. He chose that reduction invasion point so fast. Not really. I think he spent like 5 or 10 minutes here. I was just yapping. I think he did put some effort into it, and it looks like a good one. So yeah, I gestured to this box, and he chose this particular one because He would like to emphasize on this area, and he would like to emphasize on this area, and he's in particular thinking that if white answers to the left side here, since white is very thick here and very thick here, white getting the territory underneath is like actually kind of passive and bad, right? So if white would answer here, he's thinking that he can gain. And if white answers more aggressively, he's thinking he can come in and make an easier game that way. Because basically what's going on is there's this a minor border here. My goodness, excuse me. Something happening over here, something attackable over here, and not much else. So when he plays this one, he's saying, first of all, if you accept this part, then I'll just get a gentle attack and nothing much will happen, and I'll be slightly leading. And if instead you play from the other side, which is very tempting because white has a regroup here, then I'll come in, and reduce you still. I'm still just gonna float on top and let you take the left side, but it would be really passive to answer it the whole way. And if you don't answer it the whole way, the question is, where are you getting stuff? Are you getting stuff here? Getting stuff here? Getting stuff here? There's nothing anywhere, right? And as long as I save it, it's good. So it's a challenging move to play against. It looks pleasant. I think that if I were playing white here, I would be tempted to do something kind of crazy and attach. I'm guessing this would not happen in a high-level pro game. But if you attach, then if black Hana is any direction, then you crosscut, you can sort of make a new area to emphasize. It often leads to something good. If instead they extend, so that's the sort of standard punish to this kind of crazy attach, most of the time that's going to be bad for white because you get stuck with this stone that you don't really want. But in this case, you kind of do want that stone, whether they extend here, and then you can take control, run your group out very nicely, force them to run in that direction. That seems pleasant, Hane there. Or if they extend here, then we can extend this way. And again, it seems kind of pleasant. We're forcing them to be kind of heavy running in this direction. I mean, maybe that's probably the problem with it. I guess if you attach probably black extend, you extend, and then black like uses the peep, comes this way. L12. This thing's weakness? I mean, this thing, it does indeed have a weakness. Maybe you're talking I12. You want this one. White play here. This move is reasonable. Do pros actually calculate concrete lines when deciding a particular introduction invasion point? Obviously. Yes. Obviously. I know that it's unpopular to do so in the English-speaking world, because we teach this concept called sector lines to sort of like pretend. But sector lines is literally just pantomiming reading, where instead of actually reading out whether you get surrounded, you look at the sector line and then use that strategic judgment to guess whether the reading would be that you're surrounded or not. And instead, a pro would just read it out every single time. If I play here, do I get surrounded? No? Or not? Yeah? And so you don't check sector lines, you check your reading. You check what's going to happen. Yeah, there's no guess blindly, follow strategy, hope it works in pro games. Always have a plan, and maybe it doesn't work, or maybe it does. Hopefully it does, right? In this game, what's happened? So I was quite stunned that white played here, allowing black to control the outside and force this. Yeah. The reading search space is so big for something like this. Yes, the reading search space is very big, but not that big. The reading power of pros is enormous. Particularly because there's lots of variations which are decisive early. You can only read a couple moves and then be like, oh, that's good. Oh, that's bad. Something like that. And pros read very, very fast and very, very comprehensively. The reading power of me is small. Understandable. But actually, this kind of reading is extremely important to try. Even though you can't do it. I remember when I started reading this kind of thing, I was about 5Q. When I first decided, instead of this sector line, wishy-washy stuff, let's just check. I play here, he plays there, is he out? And then it turned out that almost all of my opponents weren't checking when I was 5Q. So I would basically always kill and always save in these situations, and then I ranked up. That was like how I got out of 5Q, 3Q area. It turns out you only need to read like 2 or 3 moves, and all of your opponents aren't even doing that much work. And all you have to do is check like what's the most ambitious move. Or if they do the most ambitious move, am I okay? You don't even have to check any like subtle stuff. And if you just like read 2 or 3 moves and that's it, then usually, like if you know just how to look for the stuff which asks for the most, you'll go up. Trying to rank out of 5Q without learning any Joseki, entirely possible. I've given you the secret. It's up to you to use the knowledge. So white attached and played here, which means that he's saying, okay, if I can Atari and cut, then you die. So he's asking black to extend back. That's the normal way. And the reason why he's asking for that is because he wants to be able to triple hane. So if he would have triple haneed immediately, black could Atari and come through here, and then this part would get weak. So first he played this one, saying this is sente, you need to answer, and then triple hane. That means this part is out, and I'm covering that black stone. So this is a very interesting strategy from white. Instead of directly attacking this, because black would be able to save it in any direction. That was why black played here, black was comfortable to save it. Shin minjun said, you're right, you can save that no matter how you go. So in the meantime, I'll control this border. This is the only other very important thing that was happening, is this border. It's not even that important, but first white goes there and says, please, black, get distracted. Do stuff over here and forget about the stone. And then once you've forgotten, I'll come back and reattack it. It's going to be very strong. You figured not playing for a few years would help you get out of your passivity, but it seems it didn't really alter your playstyle at all. It's interesting. I think for some people it alters it a lot. Like some people, it depends a lot on like how much personal growth you have, I think. If some people report like coming back to Go after a few years and just treating it entirely differently because they got a lot wiser as a person. But if you were like already wise enough as a person, if you didn't get that much wiser, then a lot of people don't tend to change that much. Your wife would say you've gotten dumber. It does happen. It does happen to people. I think it's happened to me a bit. I was struggling so much earlier. Was it this morning or yesterday when we were talking about the probability, the discrete math, which I used to be quite a whiz at, you know? I was not so dumb when it came to the probability stuff back when I was in school and all that. But having no use of doing any binomial like calculations has made me quite rusty. So much of what you knew is outdated now. I bet you every single thing I learned in my computer science class, I could just ask ChatGPT and it would do. But you know what? To be fair, my computer science class taught me very well enough to be able to control that kind of thing. I haven't even tried vibe coding. I'm really excited to try vibe coding. It sounds like it's perfect for me since I wasn't that good of a coder, but I did kind of know what I was doing. But I was really, really bad at like putting the stuff together properly. In the sense of like getting syntax right and all this. I was so bad at it. I was the kind of computer science class person who would be very happy to write in his like notebook, write down exactly what I was going to do for like 30 minutes before even writing any code at all. And then once I got to the code, I know exactly what to do and fuck it up anyway. Yeah, vibe coding does the easy parts of coding for you and leaves you to do the hard parts. That's exactly what I want. The easy parts of coding were always the most difficult for me. I went to the advanced algorithms computer science class in my university just for fun. And it was a lot of fun, to be honest. The traveling salesman problem was a few classes. I remember that one pretty well. But I didn't do any of the homework. And the homework and the exams were apparently the most brutal. But I was just sitting in and having fun. Reading a bit, getting to know a bit of what to do. I'm 100% sure everything I learned in that class I forgot, though. Because I didn't do any homework first. First Joseki you learned is Knight's Approach, and AI hates it. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the AI stuff is actually pretty simple, but it's just different. Compared to like pre-AI, Kema Approach 4.4, nobody will do the stuff that we were doing pre-AI. The slide is still acceptable, but like all the post Joseki, people know what to do, and it's completely different than how we used to play it. Really want that white pincer. Yeah, white just defended here. It does seem like coming into this area is valuable. If I were white, I would have also thought about playing over here. It's quite curious, really, that white chose to defend here. This one means that white is thinking, I really need to be safe, and I really need to keep pressure back on this, which are two things I was not really interested in. One thing I don't understand, when it's fine to tenuki in the whole thing, yeah, in general, tenuki in the early opening these days is the most advanced thing. And a lot of the time, when you don't know what you're doing, if you understand how to tenuki in the early opening, you can apply so much pressure even to 9-dan level players. All you have to do is find exactly the right moment and direction to tenuki all the time. And then you don't have to finish any jiseki, you can do your own thing entirely, you can break away from all the AI approved stuff, and still apply a lot of pressure. The trick is, you have to know when to tenuki, and that is higher than 9-dan level skill. It's extremely hard to know when to tenuki everything, and where to tenuki to, and all that. But if you know it, you can actually apply like so much pressure. There's so much opening complication and like detail and so much stuff related to what happens if you tenuki here, if you ask this timing now, that timing now, and that's definitely the most interesting and glorious part of the opening. I don't like any of the long jiseki because you do it one way, you can make one trick, but it's much more fun to like make a new trick every game. You have a new kind of thing, make a new trick. Every time you try tenuking, the OGS Dons scold you for tenuking at the wrong moment. To be honest, a lot of them don't tenuki enough. I think the vast majority, particularly Western like OGS players, are not tenuking enough. Even the Dons. But that doesn't mean that your tenuki was like correct. Probably if they say your tenuki was at the wrong moment, what they mean is your tenuki, even if it was at the right moment, it wasn't for the right thing. And they just say it's for the wrong moment because it's easier. Because otherwise they'd have to go and verify every single tenuki, right? So they'd rather just say it's at the wrong moment. Because the side being approached can tenuki after the slide, but you never know whether tenukiing is good at all. Yeah, it depends on the board. It's not a one sentence answer. It's, can you make something good happen? Yeah, it's hard. So over here we had black, by the way, extend this way, which is not my expectation. My expectation was that black was going to extend this way, and then apparently black thought that there's something happening over here. And there would be. So if black extended this way, wait, push here, Atari, 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 connect, it's all dead. So it doesn't mean that it would actually all die, but it means that if black extended here, white push, black would have to play away and allow white to go and capture stuff. That would be fine right now, but in general it means that this white would be very thick, so probably white could go and break the eye immediately, and then black would be like really stuck. So black playing here means he didn't want to see white push ever and make this thick. Instead, he's happy with his shape here because it means later on there's still this attach. Then white gets to dominate the outside. So white gets the first move after this, after the triple hana, he gets the first move again. And then black has to handle this thing. White's shape is really good. White got to press this down really hard. White got a lot of thickness here, but black has to handle this and will definitely save this group really comfortably. And the question is just going to be how much can white get as black saves this group? And you know, this kind of compression-based pressure, I really don't play enough. I really like this this white idea, and then the black needing to save this with maximum compression. So you can see he's jumping down to the left side to try to press this left side down as much as possible. He kind of urgently has to go in and break white territory as he saves now. This is really nice because it gives black a pressure that really I couldn't imagine black getting under pressure before, even if I did like my attach variation. I wanted to attach here, right? I wonder whether... So the AI says white should a knight's move here, which is much more standard and reasonable, reasonable kind of attacking. It's very similar to shin minjun's method here. Yeah. The knight's move here would be the same kind of idea, which is we press this part back, we get more power, and then we wait. We let them have the duty to go and reduce us rather than to do it ourselves. At this moment, there was a mistake. Ah, black was supposed to immediately jump without exchanging. That's interesting, because it means that the AI doesn't approve of this variation, probably because this gets weaker, and we weren't going to attack this right now. So white answers here, and it's going to be about how big can white make this part and this part as white attacks. How much can white get? It's going to be really interesting. This game is still very close. Exciting. Creating a bunch of floating groups everywhere and somehow handling all of them. Yeah, I didn't understand that style for a long time. And then eventually I realized the only way to understand it is to become it. And then slay it. So you can become it, really try to play like that, and then figure out what goes wrong, and then do the things that make it go wrong and beat it. That's the approach that I took to finally be able to beat those players. What goes wrong when you do that style, by the way, is it tends to be that the guy makes something, like, he gets a lot of value territorially. When you make the bunch of floating groups, then eventually, if the other guy has made a lot of value territorially, you force yourself to take upon a risk to stop it. And then that's the moment, once you've set up a big enough territory, the other guy takes the too much risk, then you can finally strike and trigger it. But a lot of people, they see the opponent make the bunch of floating groups strategy, and then before it's actually crossed the line of impossibility, they trigger. And if you didn't have your, like, if you didn't have your opponent overplaying yet, you can trigger it too early, then they save, and you can lose, right? So it's better to wait, endure it, and ask for too much, and eventually let them overplay, and then beat it. A lot of the time at 9-dan, the trick is that they also ask for too much, and then both players are doing this style. Both players are creating a bunch of floating groups and fighting each other and not overplaying. And then the games turn out like the game I played this morning, where one player is just a bit bigger, a bit smarter, all the details are a bit wiser, and then they win. There's no chance for me in that game. What is happening here? If I were Bjornsson Gill, I probably would have played here already. Like, you decide whether you need to save this, and honestly, it kind of looks like it needs saving. So maybe he's thinking about whether he needs to save it. But my understanding would be, you decide whether you need to save it, your answer is no, and then you play from the side. That would be like my thought process here. Doesn't need to with F15. So you have it, but you don't want to use it. So the problem is, like, if white comes through here, and then jumps, and then you have to come back here, that's really, really, really bad territorially, compared to if we could play something and, like, protect it, right? And not have to play this move. This move sucks. It's terrible, right? It's really, really small. So you really don't want to do that if unnecessary. And also there's, like, a chance that they can cut, by the way, and be even meaner. It's, like, possible. They don't really have enough thickness right now, but if they did. N9 first is definitely my intuition. It does seem to hurt to respond here. It's very difficult for me to match what Prinzingo is thinking. This game is much easier for me to understand. I'm curious, maybe I can check, get some more intel. Ooh, nice. I'm in a so first of all, Discord is like where I get notifications from my students on, you know, most things from most students. So it's like kind of like where I'm getting job notifications. But also, of course, you gotta go join all the Go Discords and various places. When you're streaming, Discord's notifications do not sound, of course, because that would be bad. Everybody who streams has Discord open, and then every viewer who watches on Twitch would be constantly bombarded with fake Discord notifications. So very fortunately, Discord implemented a streamer mode that detects when you're running OBS and then forces you into streamer mode, which mutes your Discord notifications and does some various other things for your streaming safety, keeping your personal data protected if you accidentally open Discord or intentionally open Discord on stream. But anyway, one thing I set up on Discord as well is for my favorite web novel, Super Supportive. I don't know if any of you have heard of it, to notify me when another chapter goes up. So I checked my Discord just now, saw that I had 3 notifications, and one was that another chapter went up. I'm very excited. Let's go read. It's a great web novel. I'm sure you would enjoy. There's another one, Sky Pride, which I was reading, and involves Go. A little bit, just a little bit. There was a mention or two of Go in a chapter, and I reached out to the author and said, hey, if you need a Go consultant, I'm your guy. He reached out back to me. It was like, thanks for some basic info, and I gave him Sensei's library link to Go terms. There's a nice collection there. Obviously, he shouldn't just use Go terms randomly, but it's useful to have as an author. What was I looking for? Was it music? It was the Baduk TV. Yes. I was hoping that Baduk TV would have some variations going where they would tell me what the heck is happening. What is Bjornsson Gill thinking about? But they aren't showing any variations. It seems that the commentators on Baduk TV are just as stumped as I am. What? They show some crazy variation. They show what happens when black cuts here, now, and then white Ataris all the way through. Crazy. What? Could that happen? Is that a real variation? Cut, Atari, extend. Push here. If you didn't come to this stream for peace, that's your variation. That's what you want. Oh my goodness. Extend here, then what? Then Atari, answer, diagonal. Then. What do you guys think? So then this is safe. This is separated. This is not safe. This is not safe. That looks bad, right? So I don't think it's playable. Perhaps instead extend, Atari here. These stones die. Atari. Oh no. Extend, Atari. These stones die. Connect. That's got to be the way if you're gonna do it like that. Sack these to connect through, cutting those and keeping further, and then probably you capture these later, or you capture these. That would be crazy. Okay, Bjornsson Gill does a normal move. He saves in the corner, saying, I needed to save to stay healthy, to stop you from forcing me to come back here, and then to keep this weak. This is way more normal than all the others. It's funny that he thinks for 20 minutes and then plays the most normal move, but it seems good. AI says you should exchange this and then cut. That's what the AI said. So if you exchange this first and then cut, and then you go boop, 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 then at the end, this one, Atari, extend, push, black Atari. So if you could exchange this first, then black Atari here, and then black connect. So after exchanging this and then cutting, white could not come out, I think. The shed has disappeared. I'm actually streaming from Mars. I made a quick space travel, and I decided to bring my house along with me, but the shed, of course, had to stay back on planet Earth. Nothing could be done. Wow, 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 wow. So they were actually thinking about the cut. I can't actually believe it. The cut to me does not look important, but I guess it's important. If you cut, it means you don't have to save this group underneath. So Byeonsen Gil is thinking like, is there a way to handle the cut? To like use this cut to save myself without having to like take care and actually make life? And he probably looked at all these variations and did some reading and eventually decided I can't really do it. I can't really skip the move and live with the cutting in the center. What? Wait, cut's here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Cut again? Okay. Byeonsen Gil just played like the calmest move possible. And then Ichiriki just played the most violent move possible. Instantly. He didn't even think for very long. That was just like in 1 or 2 minutes. And then the most violent move. My goodness. Yeah, hello, Bats, by the way. Bats is indeed Dwyron. Fantastic Goku creator. I was just watching, by the way, a couple of your pro reviews recently, Bats. I quite enjoy it. I watch everybody's pro reviews. Any single English pro review I can get my hands on. I love it. Watching on YouTube, of course. I wish I caught them live on Twitch, but I tend not to. Just view the Twitch. Yes, the real board. The real board one. There's something about the sound of a real board. It's very pleasant. It's very pleasant. I wish I had it in my thing. I mean, I could set it up. I set up a real board one many years ago, actually, when Go Magic was very small. They reached out to me, and before even Go Magic had a YouTube channel, they reached out to me and they were like, "Hey, you want to help make some Go videos? We'll do it, but it needs to be very high quality." Go Magic, they hold themselves to a very high quality standard. And I tried to set up my real board so I could like talk about positions, pro games. I think I was going to cover Sakata Eo. No, that was later. But first I was going to cover something else. Anyway, I set up my real board there. I don't want to show it. There's too much clutter in the way. But I set it up and I tried to get the lighting right, but I couldn't. It was just like fuzzy, too red. My camera was shaky, and there's like no way for me to handle these things at the time. I didn't have very much technology, and these days I think I still probably don't have enough technology to hold anything in Go Magic quality, to make any video in Go Magic quality. I'm not using my phone as a coffee table. It's there. It's star of the show. It's just that I have a couple of dishes from breakfast and lunch in the way. Slightly embarrassed by. It's very hard. It's very hard to create a setup where your camera is like properly steady all the time, and the lighting is good, and the lighting is even, and it's like your microphone is good at handling both the board sound and also your mouth. It's not like, I mean, this is a huge setup. I remember trying to set this up for like 3 hours or so, and I was like pretty happy with the result. I sent it to Go Magic, and they were like, "This isn't good enough." And I was like, "Well, I guess I just will not be making Go Magic content because I really couldn't do any better." I think these days I might in the future make Go Magic content, but these days I'm just happy to make for my own channel. It's I feel like the people who want to watch are gonna watch my own channel more than they're gonna watch Go Magic. And then, I mean, maybe they stumble upon, maybe some people who don't know about my channel will stumble upon it through a Go Magic video or two. But it seems like a slightly inefficient way, as someone who's like, I'm now established by myself. I don't know. I really like Go Magic though, so I still advertise for them in all of my YouTube video descriptions. And they told me recently that the advertising was like actually quite effective. It's been like 31 people who clicked on the link or something like that. In the most recent snapshot. which was surprising to me because I, to be honest, do not put that much effort into highlighting the link. I just put it there in my description, and people, I guess, click it anyway. Here. Need a new lens for better capture, but those ain't cheap. Yeah, it's hard. It's genuinely hard to like make a great setup. Thicker stone, but I like your stones bats. Somehow it's like maybe it's nostalgic for me because I was watching your channel for a long time. But I do quite like the look of the bats real board content. It's very homely and comforting for me. Cozy is the word I want to say. It feels like it's a you know, a best friend's cabin. Something like that. It's a great vibe. So both of these games, by the way, are still very even, which is exciting. After this extend, white is attacking this black group very generally, and black is going to think about reducing as much as possible. And he just decided to jump and extend, so white said, okay, fourth line's enough for me. And black jumps this way. Press on it. So this one is aiming at saving this, but not that harshly. And aiming at running this way, but not that harshly. And it's like mostly just going to sit and wait in the middle here and say, I'm fine. Basically, black is saying, you don't really have a great direction to go by yourself. And white, okay, exchanged, or tried to exchange a move. White was basically agreeing, I don't have a very good direction to do by myself, so I'm going to go do this. Mess around with your shape. And black was like, okay, I don't care. Do what you will. That's very interesting, because when white Atari is here, if black connects, then white can connect, and then white has a cut. White can push, and then these stones are dead. So after this Atari, black cannot directly connect. Basically, this one already, black has to answer, and this Atari is gonna go and break the center, or the top center area. But black was not interested. Black says, you know what? Go ahead and break it. This area is not my key territory. If I can save these stones by attacking this, that's good enough. And if I can save these stones by attacking that, that's also good enough. And that's very exciting. I like this move by Zhuhahan. Looks very good. Looks very active. So we have Atari, and black has to connect, and then white captures. Okay, so now the plan for black was Hane, I think. Right? But if you Hane, then maybe white would push first. I think white would not necessarily save these stones. Or maybe they would. Maybe they would. Maybe Hane means white needs to play here. And then black just is left with a cut behind, and then still further pressure. Basically, this black group here, by the way, is still a target. And this black B2 bomber, although B2 bombers radiate influence and it's extremely strong, is not that strong. There is still a liberty technique and problem. So the three inside liberties is matched by 5 outside black liberties, which sounds like it's great. You win by 2, but that means that if you ignore 2 moves, you die. That's pretty scary. The B2 bomber is supposed to force resignation, but for some reason Shin Minjun hasn't realized it yet. If you would like to prove your wisdom, you can just bet on black at the moment. Bang. Bang. I did it. I've just bet on black. Couple 100,000 Fox coins. Let's go. Good night, Peyton Bigsby. This game, after this cut, Byung-Seung is thinking, understandably. My guess is that when Byung-Seung had his first think, Ichiriki thought about like what's going to happen in a bunch of different lines, and then, oh, and we just see a move as it happens live. Hooray, hooray. Mid game is indeed Korean player strength. That is true. You can expect often that Shin Minjun would play very well from a situation like this. But endgame is Zhu Haohong's strength. Zhu Haohong is definitely better than Shin Minjun in the endgame. So if he can survive this game, and it seems likely to me that this game will not be extremely decisive in the mid game. I mean, there is something happening here, but it's the kind of thing happening which is totally solvable. Oh, if you want the time on the player's clocks, by the way, you can check the streams, which are here, and I think this is the other one. Hopefully I didn't link the same one twice. So they're streaming on YouTube live right now. They're streaming the player POVs. So for example, Byung-Seung-gil is currently down about 15 minutes. He has an hour and a half left on his clock, but down about 15 minutes against Ichiriki. And in the other game, between Zhu Haohong and Shin Minjun, Shin Minjun has 2 hours on his clock and Zhu Haohong has an hour and a half. So that's actually quite a lot of time to be up, considering that Shin Minjun died in Ko earlier. He really shouldn't be up that far on the clock, but I guess he is. You'd have to look away from my stream. That's the kind of loyalty I like to see in my chat. Let's go. No looking away. We have to stick around for all the drama. Isn't the strongest endgame player of all time Korean? Yes, his name is Park Kyung-hoon. I know this is not the answer that most people would give, but it's true, in my opinion. Lee Chung-ho is overrated. Still extremely strong, but overrated. So eventually, Black exchanged this and then extended. Why he decided to exchange this now, I don't know. But it must have some very complicated reasoning. Because he thought for like an hour or something. Thought for a long time and then did that and then played the normal move. This is, every time when you cut, you would like to get ahead in the pushing battle. This is the most basic thing. They cut, you extend. The idea is that now Black is on top of weight. That is good. Let's be on top of weight. We like that. If weight pushes, we stay on top of weight. And then we have control over the game. It feels good. So this, generally, that is good. Unless weight can make something happen with the weakness. And after this push, I guess that what it means is that the weight push here and then ladder is working. I don't know whether that would really happen in the game. It seems like there could be something more interesting happen. This game will definitely get complicated. Yeah. This game looks like it's going to get complicated. This game, this is not cleanly alive. This is not clean. This is not clean. That's not clean. This looks like it's going to get complicated for sure. And Byung-Seung-gil is really good at the complication. I think this game favors Byung-Seung-gil a lot, I think, in the current moment. It wasn't strictly endgame, but rather pure evaluation ability. Yeah, it can be true. I mean, his evaluation was insanely good, for sure, for the time especially. But his endgame was also extremely good. Like, that's also true. It's just that lots of pros endgames are extremely good these days. Lots and lots. So being like extremely good at the endgame is superhuman skill, but there's actually a lot of superhumans these days. So you've got a lot of competition. Push at E14 can be boom-booed now, so cut at... Yeah, so this one can be boom-booed. That is the point of this, it seems. But it did seem like there were other ways to handle that cut. Like you could use this cut back, and you could use this cut, and you could treat it more casually. But at the moment, this is indeed a lot cleaner than it used to be over here. So then Wade has given up, and he's just satisfied to have gotten this exchange. But honestly, I don't know why we would cut just to give this exchange. Yes, this stuff does not work. This one, if Wait Atari is all the way through like this, it's working at the moment probably for White capturing, but just like one exchange would definitely make it work back for Black. Yeah, it's exciting. Getting good at the end game is so daunting for. It used to be very daunting for me as well, and then I learned just recently. I hurt my back recently, and I was stuck in bed rest, and I decided, you know what? Fuck it. Let's learn this end game stuff. In particular, the couple details I never understood before, and now I understand them, and it has opened up the world to me. I feel extremely excited. So soon I shall share the precise detail of the end game. Everything that you need to know. And there will be no confusion left in the entire Go community, surely. I'm actually very excited to share it. Like, I couldn't help myself, and I derailed a couple of the lessons I gave with this random, completely unasked for random endgame stuff. Which was fun. Well, it was fun for me, maybe not for my student. But, the weird tree diagrams. Okay, you know what? We'll start with that. The tree diagrams is actually the most basic part. Well, I'll definitely start my endgame video. Okay, I kind of want to storyboard my endgame video right now at the live audience. So first of all, probably what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this one of the free lessons. I already have the second one recorded. Maybe the third one will be endgame. Or whenever I get a strong student, that'll be endgame. Whenever I roll someone who's like a Don player. So we start the endgame class. Let me write this. So endgame lesson. Storyboarding. So the first thing is we learn how to count a simple gote, right? Like if so we count a. So first thing we should count is a maybe a 2-point move where you capture and it's a point. Or maybe, first thing we count a 1-point move. And then we count a 2-point move. Yeah? And I'm talking swing counting, and then we're going to talk about swing versus miai counting. Swing versus miai counting, and we're going to use. I'm going to define the standard as swing counting because it should be the standard. The problem is people started listening to Berlekamp when he started using miai counting a lot, which makes sense because he invented a lot of the insanely complicated endgame stuff. But in actual practice, in high level, actual like 9-dan level game, you should not be using miai counting, the mathematical stuff that Berlekamp was using. You should be using swing counting. So I will define that properly. Okay, so we're going to count a 1-point move, count a 2-point move, and then talk about swing counting, and then we're going to use swing counting, and then we're going to count more gote, so then we're going to count, maybe we'll count a 4-point gote, and like an 8-point gote. And then that'll be very drilled in and very obvious to people, right? Which and we'll make those some captured stones, maybe. Oh no, we'll make it captured stones and then double captured stones. Okay, yeah, captured stones, double captured stones. We're gonna keep on going. Every single step should be like a step forward. I'm modeling after the Portal Portal gameplay. Ever since I played Portal, then I decided I should teach like Portal teaches, which is so fun, right? You understand the most basic of gote swing counting. Comes to sente reverse, sente gote with some follow-up. You're totally okay. So we're gonna work that into the second stage. You're starting your new job soon. Would be highly interested in lessons. You can reach out to me if you're ever interested in lessons. You can always reach out to me at telegraphgo@gmail.com. This is how I am making a living these days. The normal rate is $30 an hour. And the first lesson is free if you decide not to continue after that. So if if I don't mesh well as a teacher, if you don't like my teaching style, I will not hound you for money. I think it's cringe to have to go into a Go lesson and like already give away money, and then if you don't get anything out of it, and you're like, I don't want to have this teacher. I think that's absolutely scam way to handle things. You can also reach out on Discord, yes. I tend to link my Discord in the when people reach out to me by email. But yeah, you can reach out to me by if you can find me on Discord. I tend to link my Discord only to my students, or to like trusted people. Well, I wouldn't want to get lessons from a 9-done fox. So some teachers who are very, very good at Go suck at teaching. And it's entirely possible that to some people I'm one of them, because people learn in different ways, right? So it's only happened, I've had maybe about 150 prospective students, and I think I've had about 5 flake after the first lesson, which is obviously entirely acceptable rates. And those 5, there's some people in life that you just can't get along and can't mesh your experience with that well. It's entirely possible that this wouldn't have been effective for them, and I'm glad that those people didn't get scammed, that they could get out. Yeah, I'm trying to be in every Go Discord, so if you're in every Go Discord, I'm sure you can find me. Excellent. So okay, so the lesson plan. So we start with the gote, capture stones, double stones, right? And yeah, we should count a 2-point gote, double weight. So 1 weight point, 1 back, 1 weight, 1 back. Oh, and then we should talk about EV before we go to anything more complicated, right? So explain EV and recount. Oh, and I should put them all on the board and recount all together. I should put them all on the board and then say everything together. You could treat it as one game and as one game. That should be great. What is your teaching style anyways? I don't know. Is there a specific teaching style? My teaching style is I try to figure out what the student is thinking and try to help them to their next level. That's like I don't teach the same way to different students. I try to do exactly what the student needs or what the student likes. I mean, if you want to play games with a 9-dan player and just play teaching games, have fun, joke about it, then I have a couple students who, I would never give a lecture to because they wouldn't want that. They just want to have fun and enjoy Go. And it's better like that. For some people, and some people want to enjoy Go by understanding a bit more and get to the next level of understanding, and then I try to help them do that. It's, whatever you want. I am in Cupid's Discord. And I have gotten a Discord friend request. Hooray. Friends. Pending? Yes. Cupid's Discord, is it still active? Cupid hasn't streamed in like a year, right? Cupid and I played Pair Go in one of the Go Congresses. We played against... I remember, I think maybe it was a brother-sister kid duo, like a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old, something like that. And it was so, so fun. Those kids, that was like such a memorable game. It was actually, I remember that game more than the actual like tournament games I played that Go Congress. Those games I've totally forgotten. But that game against those little kids, I got to tell the little kids something, and then they got to show me something, and I remember there was like a life and death that happened in the game, and they were like, "Dude, what are you doing? Don't you know that there's a sumego here?" And both of them had solved it. They were both like Lodon. Both of them had solved the complicated sumego, which I didn't even think about. But obviously, in the strategy, I got him. I think overall we won that game. I actually don't remember the result. I remember the process way more. Either we won one and we lost. Either we won that one and we lost another, or something like that. It is, but she isn't. She will pop up occasionally. Yeah, that's just life for most of the Go players out here. Nobody has the same commitment to Go as I do. Shame on you. I don't know why I'm so addicted to Go, but I literally haven't stopped ever since I picked it up. Even when times were tough and playing Go and getting interested in Go is hard, I just love it so much, so much. I can't stop. So after this extend, Wei eventually decided to run this way. And then here? Not even in 2016. That's before I started playing, man. A lot of people have sort of moved on from Go. Yeah, quitters. Shame on them. Shame on them. But they haven't actually moved on from Go. Especially Haley. She's actually really active in the Go Federation. But you just don't see a lot of the work that she does because it's like administrative. You used to have 6 meetings a week, now only 2 per week? No. I think Go is not actually being moved on from that much. It's just a particular wave of people moving on. Because basically the yeah, the Hikaru no Go crowd has entered the midlife mode, and once they retire, then everybody will be back to playing Go again. That's my theory. This one, and so yeah, after this actually looks really imposing, doesn't it? To me, it looks like this black move is really good because Wei can't really cut or use the weaknesses here easily, but certainly has to do something. Otherwise, this black is too thin to be that efficient to get all this stuff. Surely there's something to do, but it's really hard to figure out. Excuse me, what exactly there is to do. So I feel this is bad, and the AI says it's bad, but it doesn't say it's that bad, and I feel it's quite bad. I really can't imagine this being a move which makes your game more comfortable. It must make the game much harder, right? Instead, Wei could have done some very active stuff, but probably he thought being super active is kind of cringe. Who are you betting on? I've already bet on this game, I think. Have I? I haven't. Ooh, good question. Who am I betting on? I'm betting on black for sure. For sure. I think that this game is going to be complicated or good for black. So either black will clean this up and be winning, or it's going to be complicated. And if it's complicated, Bjornsson Gill is insanely good at a complicated game. He's like insanely good when the game is just confusing and a mess and no one knows it's happening. That's his specialty. Okay, let's go back and look at this game. So here, black eventually decided to extend because he was indeed somewhat weak in this part. So this one also benefits the top side here. There was some aji that this part could get weak as well after this capture. So this one really helps that, and then it also really helps this. Those things are all very important. I actually really like this move. I didn't think about extending here as much as I should have. I sort of thought, okay, that move looks a little slow, but actually is not it's not bad at all. Maybe you could Hane first and then extend? Not sure why that would be bad. After extend, this extend looks good from white. It looks really nice to be clean over here, and then he also leaned over here. That's making sense too. What happened to Nick Sibicki? He just moved on to his other stuff. It's not like he died or anything. Just got busy, wants to do other things. a well-deserved happy retirement, and presumably that retirement will last until his real retirement, and then I want him back. When I am properly retired, and when he is properly retired, I want to play a game. I want to play a game against decisive. We can play hidden go. He's a hidden go master. And learning from him since you were in school. Me too. Me too. I checked out decisive videos when I was in high school. My goodness. Are you like 3 stones stronger than him? I'll give him extra hidden stones. Whatever. I want to play a game when we're both retired. Actually, I played decisive in the first US Go Congress that I ever went to. Played him in 9x9 and I got crushed. And I think ever since then, we haven't played. So I'm pretty sure I'm 0-1 lifetime decisive. Oh, I'm much stronger than the AGA rating is not. We're not close. We're not close. I am about 3 stones stronger, but it would be fun to play still. And even if I get stronger now and he doesn't because he quit, then it will still be fun to play. I love playing Go variants and he loves playing Go variants. And variants are very easy to balance because you can just do wacky things. This move. So white came and leaned on this, and black said, these stones are important and I can save them in Hane. He said, this area is important. And white was like, but I get this move. Both of these are important. So they both have a point. Black could control this area and white can control this area. And this one is aiming at the inside here. So black jumped and said, this controls the inside anyway. So if you go in and steal away the inside, then I can cut. That's really strong. And if you answer that, then I can fix this part, naturally. And black is saying, hey, I just got big. So after white answers, maybe black could cut even. That's also possible. Are you the strongest English-speaking Go content creator? Certainly not. Zichan is stronger, first of all. Zichan Mike makes content on YouTube. And Ryan is stronger, and he makes content. He's actually just made a couple videos again, which are great. And Michael Redmond is obviously very, very strong. Actually, Ryan is stronger than Michael Redmond, in my opinion. So that's AGA. That's NYIG on YouTube. Ryan Lee. NYIG. I'm sure you would find it. New York Institute of Go. I think he's the strongest English-speaking Go content creator. Because he's probably one of the strongest English-speaking players. Actually, you know what? Never mind. Sorry. The white player in this game is the strongest English-speaking Go content creator. In fact, he made a video in English recapping one of his title matches. Have you guys seen that? Ichiriki made a YouTube video in English. Ichiriki title match. English. If you want to hear the white player in this game speak English, there's the video. Right there. Yeah, he commentates his game. So, yeah, I guess he's the strongest. He's the one playing in the World Champ. But he only made one video. And he only talks about one game. It was great that they got him to do it. Does he count as a content creator? Probably not. Let's be honest. Probably not. But if you start deciding to count people as content creators, then you get into murky roads. Because like Kim Yoon Young is a wonderful content creator who's extremely strong. I think maybe not better than Ryan. Ryan is really, really good. Kim Yoon Young is excellent though. And you have Cho's Go, Evan Cho, I think is his name. He was an extremely strong amateur. Baduk Doctor obviously is extremely strong. I think Ryan is still better, but Baduk Doctor could give him a run for his money. Baduk Doctor is obviously the best Best channel in my opinion for me. I love him. And Shinjin So, yes, Shinjin So captioned videos exist. There's a couple in the black market of Google Drive. You can find links on Reddit if you search like Shinjin So commentated something. You wouldn't count any professional players as content creators. But what else are they supposed to do? If they play professionally, then all they're doing is creating the content of their games. So they just share them on YouTube. That isn't it important? It feels like a different category altogether. But I mean, I guess. Kinda? If I make a video of me playing a professional player, does that mean that doesn't count as content anymore? Like, I think it does. But I mean, I understand where you're coming. Okay, so if you're counting only amateur players, then it's Doctor, because Doctor is like one of the best amateurs in the world, not counting being a YouTube creator. Go for Yanu. Yanu is obviously a very strong player. She isn't as good as Ryan. Ryan is better. Which is awesome to say, by the way, as a Western player. It's actually better than an Eastern pro, but it's true. Pro content creator versus amateur content creator. It can be different. Can be different. If you're taking lessons, it would be from Yanu. I don't know if you could get a hold of her. She has some Korean YouTube channels which are massive, you know? She gets like hundreds of thousands of views on her Korean YouTube videos. At least last time I checked. Youngkyo Do is one of my favorites. Great friends. And yeah, she's absolutely excellent content creator. She was posting her 3 dan to 9 dan recently, which obviously for me, I'm not very interested, at least until it gets close to 9 dan. Thanks for the advertising. Appreciate it. Choi Cho-han, world champ, extremely famous. He has made a few pieces of content. He was invited to a couple of Twitch streams, and he can speak a decent amount of English. He's not a big fan of the AI era these days, understandably, because he was a world champ way before that. Does Lee Sedol count because he's on a reality TV show? I don't think so. At least I haven't watched that show. I wasn't expecting to learn anything about Go from it, to be honest. The Devil's Plan, right, is the one that you're talking about. But I guess he's been on more. So Choi Cho-han, he played against a Russian amateur player last time who just like challenged him, and some random Russian amateur young player got to play Choi Cho-han in a handicap game. And he also played against Katago and explained what he was thinking in English. He played a 2-stone game and won against Katago. Insane by Choi Cho-han. That game is commentated. It's like you can find it on YouTube. And Yoon Young Kim also invites some of her friends onto her stream sometimes. And that was like the last one was An Sung-jun, who's a 9P who gets pretty deep into these tournaments. He's usually about top 16, top 32 caliber in these tournaments. Maybe he's like top 50 in the world. So that player, he made a like 4-hour Twitch stream. I remember watching live. It was very fun. He was playing like 9x9s and 13x13s, and then also, you know, Real Go. He played Real Go against the AI as well. Somehow, whenever the super top pros make English content, it's like recapping them playing against other super top pros, or them playing against AI, or them playing and smacking some like amateur and giving like huge handicap. Sometimes they come over to the AGA Go Congress, so there's like a Pro v Pro exhibition match every time at the Go Congress, where basically they get Ryan to play the strongest Asian pro we can. So like Kim Ji-sok came, and Ryan played Kim Ji-suk and got blown off the board. It's a shame that like the only thing that seems to challenge the top pros when they make English content is their own past or AI. Like that's all we can give them. It would be nice if we could have like some proper exhibition matches or something to make it more interesting for them. When was the last time Yonkyo Do whooped me? So we've played like, I don't know, 20 times. I've won like 2 or 3. And then the most recent time, actually it was about 6 months ago now. We haven't played much recently, but and I can reach out to her again sometime soon. Maybe I should. Basically, I was in a bad form when I played her last, and I put up a miserable performance and got kind of embarrassed and wanted to get better before playing again. I've never won on stream. Not a single one of my wins was recorded, but we played a couple times off stream, and of those I've won a couple. But it doesn't count, right? I gotta win it on stream once. Yeah, for it doesn't count. I played Yanu, by the way. I played her in a simul. I took no Komi, and I won. But obviously it was a simul, and she was spending 0 time on any move. And every time, like she would play, I get a minute to think, basically, while she goes and plays all the other moves. And I play, and then she plays in 2 seconds, and I to get a minute to think. But that happened like a long time ago as well, so it doesn't count at all. Would Bats be the next strongest amateur content creator? I don't think so. I think it would be Benkyo. Maybe. Tang Jie counts as a content creator in my book because he streams a lot. But he doesn't really stream himself actually improving. He streams himself at, like, having fun. Who else streams? Who else makes videos? Go Games. I don't. What is the name of this guy? Also, Evan Chosgo, who doesn't make that many videos these days, is definitely like, much stronger than me as well. So if you're gonna only take, if you only take amateurs, Baduk is the best. This guy is the second best, and then maybe I'm the third amateur. It depends on like how wide we're being. And I don't know. It's close. There's also a strong player who makes a bunch of Sumego videos. He's actually like really good, but only makes Sumego videos, which are frankly not as good as Sumego videos. It's like Baduk Doctor's secret Sumego channel. Do you guys know about that one, by the way? I should link that one. How do I get it? It's in here. He uploads every day. This is Baduk Doctor's secret Sumego channel. I tend to try to solve the Sumego every day. It takes me about a minute or 2 to try to get through everything, and then I scroll through the video. How strong is Baduk Doctor? He's extremely strong. He's one of the best amateurs in the whole world. Like everyone. Korea, China, all those amateurs are like, most of the amateurs over there could slap all our pros, to be honest. And the super top level, and Baduk Doctor is right up there. Only the super top of our pros, like Ryan and Ilya, really stand a chance, I think, against the super top amateurs in the world. Kuronosuke, I haven't watched that much of him recently, but he's definitely very good. And Omelette, he actually streamed once. It was shocking this year. He streamed one time, and he dipped again. He's very good. I think I'm better than him now, but just barely. Who will win North American Pro Calls this year? Guan Yu Song, in my opinion. I mean, there's a bunch of people playing, but I believe they will all play, and then Guan Yu Song will win in the end. I think he's the only one in the Pro Calls, the North American Pro Calls this year, who should be a proper, strong Fox 9-dan. Not just normal, but strong Fox 9-dan. There's a few in there who I think are normal Fox 9-dans, who are still too tough for me. But I think Guan Yu Song is a strong Fox 9-dan. That's my judgment, at least. The Challenger move videos were very informative. I have memorized all of them. Understand all of them. Those were good. Does Inseong count as an amateur? That's a great question. Inseong makes good Go content. Does he count as an amateur? If he counts as an amateur, then he's up there between Buduk Doctor and Chosgo, I think. He's not quite the top amateur of all time level, but he's probably around Chosgo level. And much better than me, obviously. I remember seeing a former Japanese Insei stream. That would be Omelette. Almost certainly you're thinking of Omelette 1515. Yeah, he never got professionally certified, but he also like runs a dojo and does this as a living very successfully. So like at some point you're more professional than some of the professionals, right? Or most of the professionals. Yeah, I think that's the one you're thinking of. Omelette. I used to play against Omelette a lot. I played the Jubango against Omelette. I think I lost 7-3. So that sounds fun, right? We played 10 games. It must have been over a course of no, we played 10 games in one day. That was the first time I ever played one Jubango in one day, and I think also the last time I ever played one. It was very exhausting. Very exhausting. That was back when I wasn't even 8 dan yet. I was still Fox 7 dan when I played that Jubango. Who else is an extremely strong amateur? Ben Zero, who just became a European pro this year. He used to stream. When he was streaming, he was probably one of the strongest amateur streamers. But he stopped streaming after a while because his chat, I don't know what happened. For some reason, Ben Zero's chat was hideous. Most of the Go community is so nice, but Ben Zero's chat was just like the worst chat I've ever seen on Twitch. Worse than like League streamers. I don't even know how to describe it. They were absolutely troll. I mean, something was seriously wrong with that chat. I don't know what was up with that. So he stopped streaming. I think he's the like most understandable stop streaming I've ever seen. How strong Andy Liu is? I played Andy Liu once. He completely crushed me. That was one of the first tournaments that I played over the board ever. He should be about AGA. In my opinion, he should be about AGA 9.0 or so right now. But I think he mostly quit. I think I played. I was probably one of the last games of Go that he's played, and that was a few years ago. Maybe he's played a bit off stream or offline, off the. I say off stream. What I really mean is out of the prying eyes of the public. Maybe he's played a bit more, but probably not much. Obviously, he's a pro. Takumi Go Academy is also a really good amateur. That's definitely true. He hasn't made too many videos recently, as far as I know. Maybe I stopped getting recommended them. But surely it's not like that. Surely I haven't missed like a year of his videos. I like his videos quite a bit. We had a nice Parago game, and I was gonna get a. I had a proper editor to do stuff with that, and we had like a deal going. And I fulfilled my part of the deal, which actually took a couple of hours to like finish. But then they never finished editing. They edited like the first 10 minutes of the Parago, but they never finished editing of that. So I'm basically still waiting. And my guess is that that person will get interested in Go again, and then finish editing the video for me sometime in the next few years. So it may be in like 5 years from now that you finally get the Parago video edited. That'll be exciting if that happens. I wouldn't say Calvin quit, but he isn't being paid enough to play. But the others, I think they don't exist. Not really. Wontak Go Academy, I've never heard of. The Parago match, I think it still is up in live unedited form on my channel. If you check my live streams on my YouTube channel, main YouTube channel. Sorry, Wantak Go Academy. Excuse me. Prefecture Go Academy, Go Academy, www.goacademy.org. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't really see anything here. Oh, there's also Ohio Go School, Soren Jaffe, who is better than Bats and Clausius and Triton and all those guys. But a very underrated Go content creator. I don't know why his videos didn't pick off that much, but for some reason they didn't. Miko always streams with Jeff Su, who is very good. He'd be probably about my level, probably a bit better. I don't know exactly. I've never really seen Jeff play real games. But my guess is that Jeff would be about my level. Yeah, what the heck? Ohio Go School is still uploading like a bunch of time, but I just haven't gotten notified of like any of them. But he has like pro game reviews. The Tetsuji highlight videos I really like, by the way, but for some reason I haven't gotten recommended like the last. Man, I don't get it. How did this happen? Daniel is indeed a great guy. I haven't seen anything of him teaching, but I imagine he'd be very effective. Does anyone know the YouTube channel that archives Kaja's streams? Oh, I saw that recently, but I didn't like I didn't actually look at it. I guess I can try to find it. Let me try. Here. So that's a Kaja video. So Kaja did some like stream solving Sumego a while ago. And then it was funny. It was funny how he treated Sumego a lot the same way that I do. Thank you so much. No problem, no problem. Obviously, that's like the strongest Go content creator, Kaja, for sure. By the way, Byung-Sun Gil, it appears he's trying the crazy thing where you like cut here in order to save the left side group. This is going to be very, very exciting. The strongest Go content creator is the friends we made along the way, perhaps. Mandarin, your biggest weakness. Oh no. Yeah, I mean, Kaja, I remember watching Kaja solve Sumego and realizing where I had to get to, and then I've solved Sumego a bit differently since then to try to, like, to realize that Kaja's level is human, and okay, maybe not anyone can do it, but people with like a lot of talent and dedication can get there. To know that that is possible sort of broadens my horizons, made me more ambitious in the way I treat Sumego. It's not like now, like if I fail a Sumego, or if I solve a Sumego, if I didn't solve the Sumego as well as Kaja would have solved it, I still try to learn. It used to be, I'm satisfied just doing like good enough that a pro would be happy to have done like that. But if Kaja would have done it better, then I can still do better. What game is this? So this is the semifinals between Ichiriki, Ryo, and Byung-Sun Gil of the LG Cup. The LG Cup is a world championship, although a bit contentious this year. Chinese didn't decide to play in this one. Currently, this game is actually really exciting. There's like a group here, a group here, a group there, a group there, a group there that are all very intensely fighting. And they're definitely going to spend some time to think. This is a really interesting game. The other game is like a little more boring. There's just a couple groups that matter in this one. And so here, black pressed on the cutting point here, and white ignored, said, I can take the thickness and take this area. Black pressed on this cutting point, which white decided to ignore again. And cut over here, and then captured the one stone, which black then decided to cut and cut. That's supposed to be sente. White Atari'd first before answering, and then black can come back, save this group by capturing these 4 stones. That's the obvious thing to do. And then this, what white is saying is, okay, if you do that, then this 2 stones should be mine as I attack from this side. And white can generate something else that's valuable here. Yeah, exactly. Why don't they play tougher games in more convenient times then? Well, the reason why, actually, Lee Sedol tried that once. He tried to make some pro games available in like his server in world time. Like it wasn't that, and he got like 12 viewers. It was ridiculous because it was advertised very poorly. No one knew that it was happening. And then after that, it was like such a bust that they decided we're never going to do anything internationally again, even though they definitely could if we just like knew that it was happening and had some hype. But yeah, unfortunately, the world has let them down, and so they're not going to try, I think, to be that inclusive to, the dozen of people in this Twitch chat until we get to be a bit bigger. This game is actually quite interesting. I was too mean when I called it boring. If black cuts this, it's not 100% clear that white will die. Actually, not 100% clear. And then additionally, it's not 100% clear how this is going to happen either. And how this is going to happen, and whether this is going to happen. Like, there is actually a lot of stuff going on now. I don't know how to control these games, man. This stage of the game is so hard. Yeah, white took the corner back here. After originally, white died in ko, and then black's reward was that he got to capture the whole corner so big. But I told you guys, he captured it this way, and it leaves more aji if white gets a stone here, right? And then, lo and behold, what happens? Much, much later, boop, 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 boop. Here comes the stone. Here, Lin, make this important. And wow, there's aji. And immediately, bang, 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 bang. This stuff looks very intense, yeah. Looks working. Wow, black Atari'd here first, saying now I can still cut and then still kill, which is not that clean. So after Atari'ing here, then after this one, and here, here, and here, you want to cut, right? But then white can Atari this side. If you capture, then it's ko. And the ko should be good enough for black, but it's not a clean capture. And you would like a clean capture if you can. So you'd like to like extend there, but then white will connect, you can capture, white will play here. And then if you connect, of course it's not working, you have to play on this side, white can capture, and again, we're gonna make eventually a ko shape there. I think that one though, probably white is clean dead. So I guess white is probably gonna clean die here. I don't think there's a way. There. Oh, the reading's pretty confusing. I think white will clean die, even though we make this Atari. So then it's actually possible for white to be a bit more flexible, but probably shouldn't. White is going to connect, black is going to kill this, and then white is going to jump from this side somehow, try to cover these stones. It's actually going to be very intense. Difficult for white, actually. So we also have had a bunch of West versus Asia competitions. Like, for example, there was and maybe still is, there was a competition between a bunch of top North American players and one particular academy of kids in China. You'll never guess who was winning. The one particular academy of kids in China. But actually, I participated in that, and I won my games. I won my fair share. I beat those kids every time. I think I was 3-0 when that thing happened. So take that, kids. All those kids were 9-on, by the way. So that was like actually when I was doing very well, and I was very proud of myself. It's like the meme in CSGO that NA is free. Your streamer does not contribute to that. The kids who have been doing 8 hours of Sumego since kindergarten won. Not against me, they didn't. Take that, kids. Better do 8 more hours of Sumego tonight. My goodness. Some of those academies are so strict. The player who introduced me to Go came from China, and he told me that they used to hit him when he would get problems wrong. That corporal punishment, like physical abuse from the teachers about Go. What are they doing? Are they trying to make their kids not like Go? Like, what the hell? I really hate some Asian Go teachers. Like, there's a series which GoPro Yanu is in on Baduk TV, which is like 12 weeks to single GQ. And the idea is that they get some random celebrities who have never played Go before, and they give them teachers, Go teachers, who try to personally help them to pass the 9Q certification after 12 weeks of serious study. And so GoPro Yanu is one of the teachers. She was amazing. She stole the show. And the other teacher, the other main lead, was this older Korean guy who was clearly pro ever since he was a kid and had never thought about anything that a Cube player would ever think about in his entire adult life. And he just thought all these celebrities and Cube players were just idiots, you could tell. And it was such awful instruction. The quality of teaching was terrible. Completely, like, so uninspiring. It genuinely made me want to become a better teacher just to not be like that guy. Like, the more I can not be like that guy, the better. That person hit the adult. No, they didn't hit the adults, but I mean, I bet they would have if they could have. Like, absolutely terrible. Like, it showed, first of all, that something that the Asian Go pros sometimes complain about is that they had their normal life stolen from them because they studied too much Go as a kid, and then they couldn't become very much into normal life, and they couldn't become very well adjusted. And I was like, okay, but Go teaches a lot of understanding, so surely these people who are very good at Go at least, you know, are relatively understanding people, and maybe they didn't get to do all the things that they wanted with their life, and they can be upset about that, but at least surely Go players are well-developed people. But then when I watched that show and I saw that teacher, I was like, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe Go does not in fact mean you're a good person, even if you become a pro. Even if you have that level of understanding over something, that insane level of mastery, maybe you just acquired it when you were a kid and never actually decided to master something purposefully by yourself, right? I think this is why a lot of the people who become pros from learning as a kid are not as invested in Go as I am, or as many people who learn as an adult are. It's the same for non-Go players. You know, you get mastery, but Go in itself, like a lot of the mastery in Go, it teaches you how to understand other things. It's very fundamental, right? So I thought you know, people who acquire mastery tend to be a bit more open-minded and understanding than people who have never acquired mastery of anything in their life. But it's not a hard rule. I've learned that it's not a hard rule. White has done the expected thing, by the way, connect, black cut, and then run out. He ran out, though, in the way which says, you're so dead. I don't even have to capture you tightly, I capture you big. Of course you should run out like this. When I see this move, I'm like, yeah, of course that's right. But I just couldn't do it myself. Why do I never try to capture it big? I'm such a fool. What I learned, what people call this, people who understand this concept of like, okay, we're gonna capture it, but we gotta make sure we don't get small. People call it, instead of making chicken dinner, you make chicken bigger. That's the point of this move. Chicken bigger. Of course, always make chicken bigger. Why not? Learning Go helped me pass my organic chemistry class in college. Sounds right, yeah. Learning Go helped me understand a lot of the stuff that I was learning in college as well. And admittedly, the other way around too. Like the endgame stuff that I learned recently, I could only really understand given some of the background I have in critical thinking from college classes. It's funny, someone just paid real money, by the way, to have the dog show up on Zhuao Hong's face. I think that's how it works, at least. I don't know the exact system. It's not an easy button to get to. But I think they're a fan. I don't think it's an insulting emote. I think they're just saying, wow, what an insane play. You just found this move, which apparently does not lose value. Is that the top AI move? Holy! Okay. They were just celebrating. I think whoever just made that dog is like it sounds similar to AI, I think, in Chinese. So some Chinese fan got very excited that this is the AI move, and Zhuao Hong found it, which I would never have found. What the hell is this move? Attach here, allow them to split, and say, with that extra thickness, I can save these stones and counterattack these or something. It's like super complicated to make something like that work. These are just barely affecting the center, but maybe it works. Maybe it makes something happen. Okay, the teacher I'm talking about, Supichi, is an older guy. He was not from the AI generation. Not at all. just a crackety old man. Crockety. Crockety is the right word, right? Maybe a shape to remember. So this is a shape that I've seen before, but that doesn't mean you can use it here. Just because you see a shape, you have to know the context for it too. And the context for this shape is allowing the split is good, even though normally the turn is already good by itself. So allowing the split is good because this move is extremely effective in the fighting on the outside. That happens, actually. This is good to know that this can happen, and the turn can be bad because the fighting on the outside can be extremely important. The fact that it's true here is not that obvious to me. But I can see stuff like, okay, after this, if white answers, then black can jump. White would like to push through, but then black can make this tiger's mouth. This stone is perfectly making everything connected, and then it becomes a capture race between this black, which white could cut over here, and this white, which it seems like black would win. So if white answers, then black jump here, and then this stone is perfectly just available in order to make it all work. And it looks wonderful. So after that, that means probably white can't turn. White is going to have to accept and play something active over here, try to fight actively against this, and black is going to find a way to continue to handle this, where either I fight over here, or eventually they'll just come back, reduce, allow white to capture this, save this part, and just say, hey, I got enough territory. This is totally possible. Impossible to find, but also instantly terrifying to see. Good description of this one. White already knows that they're in trouble when the opponent is doing something like this. But it really shouldn't be that impossible to find. I respect Zhuao Wang's ability to find it, and I want to steal that ability. I want to find it too. It just means you have to know it. what things are busy throughout the board. That this border is busy, that these are busy, that that's busy, that we can handle this border and the fight. Like, we can't handle the fight here, but there is a border here as well. And that border is busy. So if white is busy between two things, they can easily get, to cause a problem. Oh, thanks, Chirisu. Glad you enjoy. Let's go and see the other game. So this part I got really confused. So first of all, this moment I was saying, black is setting up a really big area. White's got to do something. And white heard me and he was like, all right, let's attach here. Crazy move. Black connect this is almost always a good exchange for black. In order for white to prove that this is not a good exchange, he needs to show, hey, this extra movement means that my stone here is now going to attack your stones here. What does that even mean? How can you attack these stones when black can just run out on top, right? How can this ever work? Well, if black would accept the whole way, eventually white will save this. And then when white saves this cutting point, this whole black group has to save itself. It has 0 eyes, right? It's actually really, really scary. So eventually black was like, you know what? I can't really continue to save this the whole way. I'm gonna get in trouble over here. I need to go and try to fix this first. So he played this one, because this one is setting up the cut, right? We saw this a long time ago. If white answers, then cut, bam, 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 Atari. Black can block with Atari here, connect, these stones die. So white could not answer this one. Instead, comes back and cuts directly. That means these stones are already separated, and black can go separate this. Basically, black can kill this if he wants, but white is allowing black to go and kill this, because white would be able to kill this, and this part is bigger than that part. That's white's plan. Very scary, right? So black plays this move, killing that part, and white needs to now actually execute on the kill. That part is unclear. If white can execute on the kill, definitely would be good for white, but it's really hard because this part is not clean, this part is not clean, that part is not clean, this part is not clean. There's so many questions. And this part, on the other hand, is like pretty solid dead, although it's not perfectly clean. There's still a lot of Aji, but it's much more dead than alive. This one, I'd say, even though white has still cut it and like locally killed it, it's still more alive than dead, these black stones. So white played the Hane, and this is where black is thinking. So white's Hane here means, I'm going to take care of this group, but I'm going to do it against your group. Can you Hane? Can you jump? Can you, like, how are you going to take care? You're thinking H14. Oh, it must be the other game. This way? So if black would have just given up these 3 stones, then black would be losing. Because he can get more value by playing harsher. If white tries to capture the 3 stones really big, black is trying to stop that from ever working with this stuff. Wow, so white played the Hane to play active to this part, and black played the Hane back. Exactly correct. Black could have fallen back here, but then white would Atari and connect, and then these stones would die, and white would save himself really naturally. So first he chose, let's Hane here first, then white Atari. This is pretty interesting. If black answers, white wants to Atari here, and then claim, oh, it's super thick, and you can't, after that, white could play in the center, and you can't really easily capture this part. Oh, maybe you could, actually. Here, maybe it would be push first. Oh my goodness, this is actually pretty complicated. Extend. This is exciting. In the other game, doesn't black have enough points to allow the middle group to die? This group to die and then move into white area. Oh, to allow this group to die and then move into white's area. So black has all of this, and you're saying we should give up these stones, go this way. I really don't think so. Because if you give up these stones, it's not just these stones. It's not just this area. It's also the fact that white gets giga strong. And when white is giga strong, that means that white deserves something on the top side. So although you can save if you spend like 2 moves in a row here, Like, you spend a move here, white's going to hane, you spend another move, then white is going to approach, and then the whole top side looks white, right? Because white just got so strong. It's going to be really hard to keep this, like, this territory, and keep this from being... So, I think it's important to save this, because we can apply counter pressure to this white, and then at the same time, counter pressure to the top side, and really control this. I don't think it's possible to call GG at any time soon in this game. I think this game will still be complicated almost no matter what they do. Even if they make a big blunder, it'll still be complicated for a while. If it were me, I think I jump here. I don't think I can hane. He's thinking about hane, and he's absolute giga chat of calculation. So if it's possible, he'll do it. But I don't think it's possible, because hane, cut, try to net, the Atari here, and you obviously can't run, because this here, you know, you don't have the time to squeeze there. You're just gonna die on the inside. So after that Atari, you would have to counter Atari this way, allow white to capture, and then block, and then try to capture this thing. But it doesn't really seem like it would be good. Doesn't seem working. Maybe. I mean, maybe it would be okay. But it seems like after you block there, the white shape is so thick. I mean, you can even take an eye as white, and then black has to get rid of this eye as well. And then white would also have Sente to play over here first. And it seems like if white has Sente to... I mean, white could peep even, and be very direct about it. There's no way that's working. Although you can't peep if you use that first. Maybe you should peep first. Anyway, there's no way that this black group is going to race this white group, right? There's so many liberties here. Surely that's not possible. So jumping here doesn't mean we're going to race this white. It means we're just chilling. But honestly, that chilling is pretty dangerous too. The chilling means, like, later I can cut, and later I can apply counter pressure, but you can't really do it now, and you actually could get in trouble right now. Like, wait, extend a bunch, get more liberties, comes back here, kills you, and then what? You're gonna counterfight this part? Like, big deal, big whoop. Even if black gets the top, I mean, maybe if black gets the top and dies here, that's acceptable. Okay, there's definitely variations where that's acceptable, but maybe you can go for it, like, on purpose. Pretty sure there's zero chilling. There's chilling, like, the chilling happens in the reading. Wait, it's important to be able to read a complicated situation to when it's chill, and then understand that moment. I'm thinking about the end game lesson I was planning earlier. I just noticed my my notes are still here. That's why I wrote it down to make sure I don't forget. Go crazy in Tanuki. Yeah, it's possible. We were discussing it earlier. I don't think it's good. I think it's best to play a stone here, hane or jump. I think, or at least those are the normal options. If I were playing, I would probably play jump, but I think maybe I'm too passive a player. Maybe hane is actually good. AI says Tanuki. Yeah, okay. He played jump. My judgment is not... So, jump is possible. My judgment is that it's not good. My judgment does not agree. Here, give up these, it's okay. But maybe it's okay. Maybe the fact that you save this and break this area and have already captured all that. It's just like so much territory that white can't bring it all back, even though white gets the control of this and all that territory, all that. Maybe black is leading that after all. It's interesting. The AI variation is black jump, and then white plays here, which is aiming at the peep. And then black tries to cover, and then we start fighting over here about the life and death of this instantly. But Byung-Seung plays jump. This is what I would do. AI says it's a very bad move. Wow. Stunning, actually, how bad. AI says it's very bad because white plays this knight's move, and black has nothing better to do but to play this jump and just fall for the peep. That's crazy. That will never happen in this game. I guarantee you that 1, 2, 3 will not happen. Bet you money. I didn't. We're also very lucky that my 10 p.m. lesson is the other week, every 2, or not every 2, but next week. It's very nice. Yeah, the insight from AI is crazy. So here I thought my basic reading was white plays here, black plays here, white pushes, danger. But actually, that's not danger. That's extremely bad. White should not play here and give this one because it allows black to push through and cut here for no reason. There's literally no reason why white would ever allow that. Completely insane. So white will not push here. That would be stupid. Instead, white will find something better to do. Perhaps white will aim at doing something fun with like this move. And perhaps white will push, will actually, like, if it were me thinking about how to attack this, I would either peep first or play a third line approach. I would not think to try the knight's move from this side, but when I think about it, if you play here, black is going to run through and then counterattack this and counterattack with that cut. It's actually making a lot of sense to play from this side. The fact that I saw the AI suggest it makes it easier for me to accept it, but it would definitely not be one of the first moves that occurs to me to play from here. However, it is possible. It's possible ichiriki plays here. There's so many other things to do though on the board. Okay, he played this one. He found the right direction. He just picked a different shape. This is a more obvious shape, a more intuitive shape to play. So we're trying to limit this black group, kill this black group. White has already died. So if white doesn't get a kill, is kind of doomed. So white is going to try to get a kill. If he does get the kill and he gets this whole left side, it does seem bigger than black's, right? And white has Komi, so white is winning. The trick is whether it's actually going to die or not. That is not at all clear, not even remotely clear. Here? Not sure. G11 does end up looking like a really good Tsuji. This one. You like the look of it now? Actually, you shouldn't. G11 was useful if black tries Hane stuff. After all the extending, this exchange is really bad, actually. It's really, really bad. White would rather have put the stone like here, you know? Or have put the stone on cut, more like. Or put the stone here and then as just having forced black to fix the cutting point without getting anything but this stone is a loss. However, it's an acceptable loss because it got him time to be able to push through and make a threat back against this black. Black couldn't fix it comfortably because this was helping white get away with it, getting away with the push. And then eventually white got enough time to then take that forward and push all the way through here. This looks very dangerous. I don't know how Byunsingo could possibly handle this. Maybe attach here? This is very exciting. We'll let Byunsingo figure out how he's going to do anything on this board. It's actually very tough. And, okay, over here, this part was really interesting. So, yeah, this push was the critical move, which white can try. And it allows black to play on this side, Atari and here, and then white would need to save this group. Remember, white needs to save, but white can save, and it would not be possible for black to escape in the most obvious way. So black is going to have to start pulling some devious stuff now, where he can try to live locally on the bottom side. This attach, by the way, is really like getting a lot of value. So if you play here, we're threatening to live, and then we can attach, and we can save this part. Sounds wonderful, right? We can save this part, great. Then we can go and cut this. But in the meantime, you would give this one Sente, and so you'd also kill your own corner. White could descend, and then the corner would be dead. So, the overall strategic game plan here is very confusing. Very, very unclear what exactly is happening. How can we make this work? What to do for black? And black doesn't want to Atari here too early, because in the case where he plays this one and then connects, where white does not cut it, it's very bad to make this exchange. You'd much rather play this one and then connect and have the cut and capture available. But at the same time, if you just play here too early and white gets to fix all the shape and you don't get to force the bad exchange. So if you play this and then answer and then white eats it and then you could leave it, like, although that's bad, the fact that white had to eat it after he made this exchange means that you still have more aji of white having to like finish a net or ladder to kill the stone. So that gives you a lot more control of the neighboring area, right? So there's lots of competing values right now in all the different fights. The one thing I can guarantee that black will not do is connect right now, because white will Atari, and kill. Obvious. That's not going to happen. This is indeed confusing and terrifying. And the AI says this game is roughly even. So there's a way for black to be roughly even right now. But it's very confusing, so that may mean that actually there's only one way and black is going to lose, or it may mean that black has like a clear way and then white has a very tight line to walk to actually manage to keep this game afloat. I have no idea what's true. It's like very hard to use my actual human judgment here because of so much confusion. This is dead. This is kind of blacks. This is a huge white area. This is like, it seems like black basically needs the attack here to work pretty well for this to be good for black, even though black has already killed that and taken this and that, and that's a lot. But white has a lot, right? I don't know. To me, if I were playing this game, I would think that white probably stands better right now, but that this attack is extremely dangerous immediately. It's hard for me to follow along. Does the N3 attach still work? N3, does this one still work? That's a great question. I never really understood it in the first place. Let's see. It looks like if you played attach here, then black would turn. And then because black has a double Atari here, it's very hard to get access to the weakness here. But maybe still possible. Wait. So here, turn, here, there, here, capture, throw in, is not really working. So because of this one before, probably this one is not going to work. You can't... The idea is that with this cut, this is a Atari on these two stones, which can often make it so that there's a strong squeeze here, but it's probably not working in this case. These are two very nice games to follow. However, unfortunately, it is about 1 a.m. and that is past my bedtime. I've been too excited, but Yeah, they still have a long time on their clock, I think. A long time. So they aren't these are the critical moments in the game. They're gonna spend a lot of time thinking. Right now Zhuo Hong is thinking and he has 41 minutes on his clock. Shin Minjun still has an hour and a half. And in the other game, I shudder to even take a look at the clock situation. The other game, where Byung-Seung-gil is currently losing, he has still an hour on his clock. And then after that, they have 40-second Miyomi. So, I mean, everything is confusing. To move to Pacific time, so I can stream them longer. West Coast eats well, huh? But I mean, it helps to wake up and be able to play, which you can't do on the West Coast. West Coast, I guess both West and East Coast, the full like dead hours of Asia are in my waking hours, so it doesn't really help. Either way, it only helps me watch these games longer, which I guess is nice. But yeah, it is. It is surprising that Ichiriki is basically Byung-Seung-gil tanked a few times to try to understand something that he didn't really understand intuitively, and he tried to read it all out and understand, and maybe that was good. It's later here, but you're a night owl. I gotta go to bed. I gotta sleep well. Probably not going to be streaming tomorrow morning. A bit tired. I'll try to work on the proper Telegraph Go videos tomorrow. Thank you all for watching. Good night, everybody. Do we have a streamer to raid? Anyone else streaming Go? Blick Bum! Yay! Good night, everybody. Rest well. See ya.